All right, like I said, like I always say, if you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up. Go ahead and come on up if you disagree with what I have on the board. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. All right, we do got the guest. Go ahead and add them up. And thank y'all so much for watching me. If you're watching me over on the Volsy Thoughts channel or Deconstruction Junction or the Instagram, thank y'all so much for watching me there. We're gonna go ahead and get it started. What's the name here? Benjamin. How's it going, Benjamin? Benjamin, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, no, I'm 28. I'm just here to let you know again about this sandwich. It's not bad. It's the Boar's-Head ham. It's the capicola on it. Mozzarella from John's Market on the corner of 6th.
Okay, did you want to talk about what I have on the board?
No, that was all I wanted to say.
All right. We're going to go ahead and keep it moving, keep it pushing, y'all. Thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all start tapping that screen. Start tapping that screen. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for coming. So y'all see the topic of the on the screen. If you disagree with it, go ahead and hit that request button, and we can go ahead and have that discussion, have that talk. The mods are on their way. Hey, how's it going, MC? MC over on the Volsy Thoughts channel. Thank you so much for being here. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Just waiting for anyone to come up. Waiting for any person that would like to have a discussion. Once again, y'all, the phone line is open. So no matter where you watch me from, phone line's open, and then we can talk and have that discussion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Oh, Shelly. That is Shelly. How's it going, Shelly? How's it going, Shelly? All right, let me tell someone I'm live right now. All right, y'all. So while we're waiting for someone to join, we're going to go ahead and play some music. As always, while we go ahead and play some music. All right. So for the person in the Deconstruction Junction that told me not really, go ahead and call in. Yeah, Trump won twice because, you know, racism. So anyway, go ahead and call in if you disagree with me, and if you tell me why you disagree. So don't just sit there and tell me that I'm wrong or anything like that, Pyramid. Go ahead and call in. Pyramid, head over on the Deconstruction Junction. The number is right there on the board. 786-530-5941. You can go ahead and call in, and then we'll go ahead and have that discussion if you think that I'm wrong. Because someone winning doesn't necessarily mean that their policies are great. You know what I mean? Or that they won because the other side was bad. Anyway, James, how's it going, James? Are you at least 18? Brother, and did you? I'm right. And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
I'm in my 40s. I disagree. Yeah.
All right, great. Why did you disagree? And did you need to know which policies I'm talking about?
Are you talking about in general, or you can let me know what policies? Go ahead.
I think policies such as universal health care, parental leave, sick leave, unionized workplace democracy. I think those things would be good for society. Why would they not be?
Those are good things, but it's how they're handed out, right? So here in California, like we spend billions of dollars on all of that, but a lot of it has gone to not American citizens, but illegal immigrants. So like on paper, it looks good, but now we're in debt here in California, and at least 1 million people have left in the last 5 years due to the high cost of living, the high taxes that goes along with that.
Are those because of leftist policies? Because California doesn't have universal health care, does it?
They're leaning that way, but they have something called Medi-Cal, which is close.
Are there
very expensive?
James, let me ask you a question. On Medi-Cal, is there are there means tests? Like you not anybody can get it. You have to have certain means or be below certain means for you to get it.
I believe so. Yes.
There's not universal health care then.
Well, why would you need universal health care if you can afford it?
Universal healthcare would be better for us because it will take care of everybody, and not only that, the premiums will get lower because everybody is paying into it. Right?
Well, that doesn't work in Canada. You have people coming here to get surgeries. So, like all these theories you're talking about work on paper. They look good on paper.
Let me ask you a question.
They're good ideas, but
James, let me ask you a question.
Don't work.
James, let me ask you a question. If it doesn't work, but why did you use Canada as an example and not somewhere like Germany or France?
Well, I'm not sure well, Germany and France has issues too. They have a lot of immigrants going there taking advantage of their healthcare system.
Germany and France has the same problem we have, imperialism. So when you go to other countries and meddle with them and take away their opportunities, where they're gonna end up going?
But they're being flooded. But they're being flooded with immigrants, just like California is.
Right, but
a lot of the people are suffering.
James, you're not.
See what's happening in France right now?
James, hold on. You're not really addressing what I'm saying. France has an issue of imperialism, right? Like you understand that. Like same thing with America. We have an issue of imperialism. We intervene in all these countries, and then we're surprised when people from those countries come here. You see the problem?
Exactly, but we also incentivize them to come here. Well,
all right,
that's not why they're coming.
No, they're not coming here. They're not coming here. They're not coming here for healthcare. They're coming here because the opportunities are here.
A lot of it's healthcare, especially in California. They're coming here for free healthcare. But you want your tax dollars going to illegal immigrants?
Yeah, I don't care about that. So what? Like you're telling me some illegal person. You're telling me some undocumented person gets stabbed in the street, and we shouldn't do anything about it. That's kind of dumb. Like we all care about this. Like even you're a human person. I'm pretty sure if there's some kid on the street who gets sick and fall down, you're not gonna care about their status. You want that kid to get help, right?
I do, but here's the thing.
So no one cares.
Can I go to Mexico and get free health care?
Yes.
I can't. No, I can't.
Yes,
As
you
an American, I can't.
Yes, you can.
A business there. No, I can't.
Yes, you can. If you're telling me that if you go to Guadalajara right now, you get into a car accident, they're not gonna take you to the hospital.
That's different, though. Can I go there and live and get free health care off the taxpayers of Mexico? I can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
You know what happened? You can't. You know what happened if I overstay my visa in Mexico? So in America,
they kick you out. Same thing in America, they kick you out. But the thing is, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. If we had a universal system that everybody pays into and everybody benefits from, that will make the cost go lower because we no longer have middlemen. And because everybody's paying into the system, that makes the premiums go down all across the country. That always happens if you have more people in the system. The way insurance is run now is basically how government insurance, how universal healthcare work anyway. The only difference is that private insurance has a profit motive and universal healthcare doesn't. That's really the only difference. And because they have a profit motive, they have an incentive to make things more expensive in order to make more money. The government doesn't have that incentive. So like all I'm saying is like take profit out of it, right? Like the thing is every time y'all use Canada, there's a bunch of countries that have universal healthcare and it works just fine. You know what I mean? Like you can even go to Japan, China, Singapore, Belgium, and all these places have universal healthcare and it works fine. But when we come over here, all of a sudden it's a problem.
Right. So it would work fine if it specifically helped the citizens of America or that country, but it doesn't. A lot of people come in and take advantage of it. So
take advantage of what? We have we don't have universal health care, bro.
You got to let me finish. So you have people in California, Germany, France coming there to specifically for the healthcare benefits to take advantage of it, and that takes away from what it's originally intended for. And back to my original point, what I was saying was,
hold on. Let me just address that.
You're talking over me.
I got you. Let me just address that point. You keep saying,
but let me finish.
I got you. Let me address the first point. Let me just address the first point. Let me just address the first point. All right.
I'm hanging on.
I just need to address the first point. Can I just leave? Let me just address the first point, dude. Calm down.
Go ahead.
Your entire spiel is that they immigrate to this country simply to take advantage of the universal health care. You really don't think that has nothing to do with the fact that there's jobs there, the fact that there's a better way of life there, the fact that their countries are in chaos, so they want to live in a safer place, and that chaos was created by the country that they're from. Like, for example, let me give you an example of my parents. My parents are from Haiti, right? Why they come to the United States? They came to the United States because Jean-Claude or Papa Doc, well, both of them, Francois Duvalier and Jean-Claude Duvalier were dictators, and they were basically slaughtering the people over there, right? It was under a brutal dictatorship. Who funded both of those people? The United States. You see what I'm saying? If that didn't happen, do you think my parents would be here? No. Right. So the thing is, hold on. The thing is, my parents didn't come here to take advantage of the healthcare. They came over here because the income and the opportunities were better, and the opportunities are better over here because the United States meddled with Haiti. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with France. France meddles in Africa, so Africans go there. It happens all the time. It's not because of healthcare. That's silly.
Well, okay, I'll respond. So here's the thing, though. You guys don't fight in your homeland. You guys don't advocate like Black Americans do. You come here.
You're wrong.
Come what's already built.
You're wrong.
So why do you have to leave your country and go somewhere?
You're wrong. You're wrong.
Why don't you fight in your
You're
homeland?
wrong.
You come here, you don't work at all.
Hey, James. My mama's a 30-year RN. Are you fucking stupid?
You start gangs.
All right. I'm just gonna put you on mute because you're being stupid at this point. Haitians are not all in gangs. That's fucking stupid. That's number one. Number two, you realize that millions of people still live in those countries, right? The ones that get out are the ones that are able to get out. So it's not about they're not fighting for the country.
You're tethered.
Okay,
you
cool.
Can't fight in your homeland, so you.
All right, cool. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Thank y'all so much for being here. The number is right here: 786-530-5941. You can go ahead and give me a second, y'all. I just gotta go ahead and block people who do racial slurs. But anyway, 786-530-5941. You can go ahead and come on up. Thank y'all so much for being here. Go ahead and keep up the good work, y'all. Keep tapping that screen. If you're watching over on the Deconstruction Junction, go ahead and come on up. If you're watching over on the Volsy Thoughts channel, we have Jay Sizzle in my comments. All right, let's go ahead and play something. Wait for somebody to come up. All right, y'all. If you disagree with what I have on the board, go ahead and come on up, please. Let's talk to Quaz. Hey, Quaz, come on up here. Go ahead and come on up, Quaz. Let's see who's in. All right, we got LaFort.
What's up, man?
LaFort, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, I am above 18, and I disagree.
All right. Did you want to know which policies I'm talking about, or you just want to go ahead and tell me why you disagree?
I disagree. I'll tell you why I disagree, because the main policies or the main direction that I think most leftists want to take the country in is one that is closer to socialism or communism. I think that's the end result.
What's communism?
Communism is like a redistribution of wealth, and basically, like there's no like a distinction between classes anymore. It's like pretty much just government mandated stuff.
That's not what communism is. Communism is a stateless, moneyless society. without class division. Yeah. So you got that part right without class division, but saying it's government mandated was kind of silly because there's no government. So stateless, I mean, communism, hold on. Communism wants to go towards a stateless society, right? Now, do people actually achieve that? Like, for example, in Cuba or the USSR? No, they didn't actually achieve that. I'll give that to you. They didn't actually achieve it. But that's what communism is supposed to be, a stateless society. So saying it's like no classes by government mandate, that's not what communism is. There's no classes. That's true. There's no classes. There's no money, but there's no state. I mean, there's no government. Now, is that, hold on. No, they're not. Now, is that possible to do? No, I'm not no, but is that possible to do? I don't know. But saying that that's what communism is, not necessarily.
Okay, dude, it's how it's generally done in the modern era, like how we're at right now. You have North Korea and China. They absolutely have a government, and they're a totally communist state. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
Well, the Chinese part, the Communist Party of China runs the government. Yeah, sure. But is the economy government? Is the economy communist?
Is the economy communist?
Mm-hmm.
Not in every respect, but
not in any respect. It's market socialism.
Dude, that's pretty much a wing of communism. Are you aware of that?
No, that's socialism.
Dude, socialism and communism are like tied at the hip.
Not really.
Very similar. Very similar.
No, they're not, because socialism still has a state. Communism doesn't.
Okay, so what you have is, do you agree that China's communist or not? Or
they're not. They're market socialist. They're not communist.
At all?
No, they still have a state. The Communist Party of China does run the government. I already agree with that. But the state is not communist because they're a market socialist economy. Communism has no state. Now, again, I agree with you. Is that possible to do? Probably not. I don't know if it's possible to have no state. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Probably not. But to say that the Communist People Party runs China, therefore it's communist, when nothing about it is communist, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? There's classes in China. Isn't because you already said that there's no classes in communism. China has classes. There's a middle class, there's an upper class, there's a lower class in China. So they have classes, so it can't be communist.
No, I'm saying the goal of communism is to eradicate them, but it's a slow process.
Yeah, the goal of communism is to eradicate it. Yeah. I agree. But you can't say that China is communist if they have classes, if they have a state, if they still engage in money and everything like that. It's like in currency, because communism is supposed to be no currency, no state, no classes.
Yeah.
You can say that's not possible to do. I agree with you.
Bottom line is that's what the leftists want in this country. They want something similar, approximate to that. And I don't think you can give me one example where it's worked. It's been a colossal failure for the last 60, 70 years since it's been instituted in Vietnam and Korea.
Why?
In China.
But hold on. It failed in China. Is it China is basically the other world superpower at the moment?
Dude, there was a period in Chinese culture where the people were being starved under
Mao Zedong. Yeah, exactly. That's because that's because they didn't have a market. You can't because under Mao Zedong they didn't have any type of market, right? So what the person below him did was open up the markets. But did they open up the markets the same way that we did? No, they didn't.
Exactly. Yeah, I know.
And
that's
why
they're not like us. No.
China is literally one of the world's superpowers. How did it not work?
Dude, it's only working for the top rich members of the government. The top.
No, it's not. China lifted 800 million people out of poverty in the past 30 years.
Dude, the average person there is struggling, dude. Okay, like they can barely get like proper
where'd you get that information?
Medical care.
Where'd you get that information?
Food.
Where did you get that information?
Dude, Google this is something, it's not every province is this.
Does the average person in China have access to medical care?
As I said, it's the province.
You said the average person.
Okay.
So
you
you
know
hold
what
on,
the
hold
Dalai
on,
Lama-
hold on. Lafort,
Look at
hold on,
Tibet, brother.
Lafort, hold on. You said the average person in China has no access to food or medical care,
I
and
did
you
not
asked
say
me to
that.
Google that, and I just did, and yes, they do. What are we talking
I didn't say
about?
the average person in China.
You literally said the average person
I
in
did
China.
not.
Yes, you did.
I said there are many people
Okay,
in
cool.
China.
I'm gonna mute you for a second, and we're gonna go back into the
Dude,
hold on.
look it
You
up,
said the
dude.
average person in China, and now you said that you didn't say that. You said the average person.
Why is it relevant? It's not relevant to my
It
argument.
is relevant because you're the one who
I
brought
just
it
started
up.
talking- Hey, chill
Okay,
out, buddy.
Lafort.
Go to the
Lafort,
Wuhan-
I'm gonna mute you again. Lafort,
Why
you're
don't
the
you
one.
get
I'm gonna
your
mute you
panties out
again
of
because we need to get back
Get
into
your
it. We
panties out
need
of-
to get back to it. Okay, let's get back. Let's bring it back
This
in.
communist behavior.
Let's bring it back in. Chill out for a second. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back in. You said the average person in China does not have access to food. That's what you said. Now, you can correct yourself. That's fine. I have no problem doing that. You can correct
If
yourself.
I said that, then I correct myself.
Got
Now
you.
let's
Okay,
go
cool.
to Tibet.
Cool. Let's go to Tibet. So what is your
Alright.
claim about Tibet? What is your claim about Tibet?
The claim about Tibet is that they don't get the same government provisions as far as healthcare that you see in other provinces. The Dalai Lama, for example, has been persecuted, and many of his followers as well.
Give me 1 second.
Awesome.
Michael.
Hey, Michael, hold on for a little bit. All right. So you said that the average person in Tibet does not get what?
I was saying, yeah, if you look in Tibet, they don't get the same government healthcare provisions and benefits that people would in different provinces. And this is why the Dalai Lama has been specifically persecuted by the Chinese government. And it's because they didn't submit to the CCP.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying.
So-
when you don't,
So okay,
Yeah.
so cool. So when it comes to Tibet, Tibet has a high degree of autonomy, right? So if they don't want it, they don't want it. That's basically what it is over there. They have autonomy in Tibet. Now, as far as the persecution of the Dalai Lama, yeah, I think that's something that people would probably usually agree with you with, that the CCP shouldn't be prosecuting the Tibetans. Now, that history is a lot more complicated than what we get in the West, because people who actually study China, they'll even tell you that before the CCP came in, the leaders of Tibet were actually oppressing their people before the CCP. You see what I'm saying? So the history there is a lot more complicated. But I would agree with you that if he's just simply a religious leader, should China be persecuting him? No, I would say no. I would agree with that. But simply because that's what it is, that's what's happening over there, right? That history is happening over there. That does not translate to here in America. All of a sudden, if we get universal health care, we're going to be prosecuting religious leaders. That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, I do think so. That's
Why?
Dude, have you seen the people on TikTok? Every single person with a hammer and sickle wants to. The reason they do their atheist live is it's a political reason. They want to shut Christianity completely out of the United States government and make an atheist.
Have you seen my lives?
secular government.
Have you seen my lives?
Do you talk about atheism?
Yes. Do I talk about that? Do I have you ever seen me say that I should kick out all Christians from America? You never see me say that, right?
I didn't say all Christians from America. Listen to what I said. The government structure, you want Christianity to have. Look, this person just said, as we should. They're just proving my fucking point. You guys have a political agenda.
Don't talk to. Hold on, Lafort.
You want dude, stop crying. You cry at everything.
Lafort, chill out for a second, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Lafort, hold on. Just chill out for a second, man, please. Don't talk to the comments. Talk to me. I don't care what a comment said to you. You're not talking to the comments. Hold on,
I made
bro. Chill. I need you to chill.
Out.
I need you to relax for a second, man. Please. Don't talk to the comments. It doesn't matter what the comment says.
Why fucking not?
Because you're talking to me.
I don't take
Lafort.
You keep doing this,
Lafort. You need to relax, my guy. You understand that. You understand that atheist saying something does not mean I necessarily agree with him, right? So when we're individuals. So we don't all have to all agree. You realize that there are atheists who are also Republican. Talk to me. Don't talk to the comments.
They're inconsistent.
So My entire thing about me when it comes to the government, right, is not that I don't want Christians to not exist within the government. That would be silly. Majority of America is Christian. For me, and I think from what most atheists would want, is that Christianity shouldn't have so much influence over our governance. Neither should Islam, neither should Hinduism. No religion should have influence over our governance. If you're going to force kids to read the Bible, you need to force them to read the Quran, the Book of Satan,
That's
all of that.
man.
I'm just explaining to you my position. And my position, right? And I think most atheists, hold on, I'm just explaining to you my position and most atheists' position. And my position and most atheists' position is not about Christianity not existing in America anymore. It's not about any of our politicians not being Christian anymore. It's not what it's about. It's about the influence that religion has over our governance and our daily ways of life. Because your religion, or I'm not sure what your religion is, but religion, it controls you. It controls what you can do. It doesn't control what I can do. You see what I'm saying? So if people put in the government or put in my state that all students have to read the Bible, but I'm not raising my children in that fashion, then that would be unfair to me, right? Or about the Muslim kids or the Hindu kids or the kids who are part of any other religion. It wouldn't be fair to force them to follow one religious prescription. Everyone should agree with that. And I'm not sure why you don't.
Total straw man of what we're even saying. No, nobody said that you have to be forced to read a Bible in school. Dude, come on. No one says that.
Is there a law right now in Alabama that's going to force kids to read the Bible?
Dude, you can pull up one freaking idea, but that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not an idea. I'm talking about it. There's a bill in one of these states right now that's going to force kids to read the Bible.
And what does that even mean, force them? What the hell?
Meaning that in class, there is a necessary thing for you to read the Bible, for you to pass that class. That's being pushed through, I think, Alabama or Texas is one of those states. Do you agree with that?
Hold on. Is the class a theology class?
No. That's the problem.
Then what is the class? You can't even explain it to me. What is this class?
In Texas, what they're trying to do is students at elementary or middle school, in their homeroom class, they're going to try to force them to read the Bible in their homeroom classes. I do not agree with that.
Why?
There's just to read it, just to read the Bible. That's what I'm saying.
I'm sorry, you're not being specific enough. You're not.
Lafort. Are you? If I Google right now, there's a bill in Texas that's going to try to force students to read the Bible. What do you think I'm going to find?
If you find it, you better give me the details of what class reading that Bible pertains to.
They're homeroom classes. I just told you.
Homeroom classes. So, okay, are they getting tested on it? Is it because they're trying to learn about different religions?
It's not it's not about any of that. It's just about reading the Bible because it's under the auspice of this being a Christian nation. It's not about any of what you're asking. I'm just asking you, do you agree with a bill like that? That's what I'm asking you.
Do I agree? Like forcing them, like it can't pass. I would need to know more detail. I'm sorry, I can't say yes or no unless I have details.
If there's hold on, you can't. All right, it's fine if you don't trust me. That's fine. You don't know who the fuck I am. What I'm asking you is, if there's a bill that is not specified that they're doing this for a religion class, because they're not going to force them to read the Bible in order for them to pass a class. Because if they're forcing them to read the Bible for them to pass a class or read the Quran, of course, and pass a class. Let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. Let's say it's a history class, right? And they say they have to read the Bible in order to get tested on it and pass the history class. Would you agree that if they're going to do that for the Bible, they should do that for every other religion?
Yeah, I mean, well,
cool. Let's stop there. This Texas bill doesn't do that. It's only the Bible. You see the problem?
Yeah, I have to read it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Okay, humor me. Let's say I'm right. Would you have a problem with it?
If it was just completely random and it's like, hey, read this or else, yeah, of course I'd have a problem with that. But
that's hold on, LaFord. That's what atheists are saying. That should not happen. That's what we're saying, bro. So so that means you agree with us then, right?
Sorry, you cut out. I agree with who?
You agree with us then, right? Because you just agreed that you would have a problem if that were to happen. That's what we're saying.
Yeah, if there's no context, then I would have a problem with it.
Okay, great. So that's what we're saying. This happened in my state before, in Florida. It's happening in Texas. And it was going to happen in Alabama when they're going to put the 10 Commandments up on the up in every single classroom.
I don't have any problem with that. That
Why?
part I don't have a problem.
No, I have a problem with them because why put the 10 Commandments? Hold on. Why not the 10 Commandments and not the 5 pillars of Islam?
Dude, you have no idea what you're talking about. Muslims believe in the 10 Commandments too, because that's a book that was revealed by Allah in their worldview. The 5 pillars of Islam is not commandments. The 5 pillars of Islam is reference to, go to the Hajj at least once in your life, give alms, stuff
You're
like that.
You're really not answering the question. You're really not answering the question. You're really not answering the question. You're not answering the question. You're really not answering the question. You're not answering the question. You're not answering the question.
The 10 Commandments is a moral code.
Why not the 5 pillars of Islam?
Don't fucking mute me because it's not the same category.
I'm gonna fucking mute you because it's my life.
You don't even know what the category is.
That doesn't fucking matter. Why one and not the other, dumbass?
Study what you're talking about before you bring it up.
All right. Nick, how's it going, Nick? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
I'm 52, and yes, I disagree with your I got on the board there.
All right. Why aren't leftist policies good for society?
Open borders don't work.
Who said anything about open borders?
That's a leftist policy.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's not.
Biden didn't open the borders.
No, he didn't. Do you know what open borders are, Nick? Nick, do you know what open borders are?
Open borders means anybody can come and go as they please. That's not how it works.
Correct.
There.
Right. But that's not what happens in America, is it? Under Biden, let me ask you a question. Under Biden, did he fire all the Border Patrol agents from the border? Did he do that? It's a yes or no.
To be honest with you, I don't know. I remember.
What do you mean you don't know? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Under Joe Biden, did you ever see any type of news story where every single Border Patrol agent was fired and removed from the border? Did that ever happen?
No.
Of course, exactly. That would be an open border. Since that didn't happen, that means Biden didn't open the border, did he?
He let thousands of people cross.
What do you mean by he let them? What do you mean by he let? Hold on, Nick. What? Nick, stop. Nick. What do you mean by he let them? What do you mean by he let them in? Because as you just said, hold on. I'm clarifying. As you just already admitted, Biden never fired every Border Patrol agent and swung open all the checkpoints. That never happened. So if that's the case, how was the border open? Is he on mute? Oh, he was on mute. Yeah, you can get off mute now, Nick. So, Nick, the question is again, if Biden never removed Border Patrol, how was the border open?
It's about women. When he was making the whole campaign,
did thousands of people apply for temporary protection?
I'm sorry, Nick. Hey, I'm sorry, Nick. I'm gonna let you answer, but you gotta turn on the TV in your background. That's very distracting. If you can do that for me, please.
My kids are watching TV. I'm sorry. Maybe I should go.
Yeah, no, just go to another room. It's fine. All right, but go ahead and say what you're saying about your TPS. I was gonna let him answer. I don't know what he did. I was gonna let him answer. All right, Jayton, how's it going, Jayton? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, I'm 22, and I would say yes, insofar as I think a free market is better than like a central planning, like kind of bureaucracy.
You said a free market is better than central planning?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You can have that opinion. But can central planning work?
You said what? Can
central planning work?
Can it work?
Yeah.
Like when you say can there, what do you mean?
Meaning the like can it work? I'm not sure how else to say that.
Like, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's logically impossible for it to work, but I just think that the free market is better. I can give some examples.
Okay, yeah, you can think the free market is better. That's that's fine. Now, when it comes to central planning, right? What do you see happen over in China? Are they planning the entire like their businesses have to meet certain metrics or certain goals, and they meet those metrics and goals, right?
Oh, you're talking about in China right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are you talking about? I guess can you be a little bit more specific as it relates to the goals?
All right. So, I'm not specifically because I'm not living in China, but the way the economy works over there is that the CCP basically tells businesses exactly what's going to happen. You got to meet these certain type of goals. You got to meet these certain metrics, and it has to benefit all of society. And we're not going to take any of your money in order for us to move your way, essentially. And they basically do that. Now, that doesn't mean that they control every single aspect of the economy, right? It's more the commanding heights, like telecommunications, mining, banking, finance. Those are all run by like state-owned companies. But everything else, like, you know, retail and stuff like that is basically private business. So it's a social market.
So you're saying in China they don't control the I guess like the distribution of the goods that they get to sell?
They still like the distribution of the goods, like what?
Like let's say let's say there was for example something like chicken on the market. Or no, like let's say there was like cheese or whatever, like cheese, yogurt, ice cream. And you know they need milk in order to produce, you know, those goods. Like, is it the case that, you know, China is controlling that distribution, or is it the case that the industries themselves are able to control it?
It's a mix.
Okay, and so like when you say like it's a mix, like I guess like to what extent?
To the extent of like there's like if it's a private company, well, it depends on basically how large the company is and which part of the industry that they're part of, right? I think when it comes to China, is more of the commanding heights. Like I said, telecommunications, finance, defense, banking, stuff like that. Those are more the things that the state-owned enterprises control. But like a small local farm somewhere, they're not controlling that. That's a private thing. Like the goods that you're talking about, it'll be a mix. It depends on where it's coming from and which industry is running it.
Okay.
In some cases, it's a state-owned company. In other cases, it's not. It's a completely private company. But that private company is still watched a lot. Like, you need to have like worker representation on the board for that company.
And I guess, are they setting the prices?
Like no, the market,
like or is it the industries themselves that are setting it?
It really depends. I think when it comes to China, it's more of the market decides it, depending on the industry.
More of the market. Okay, yeah. I mean, because that's what I like. I like it when like the market kind of decides the price, because I think that is better for efficiency. Because, you know, if the price goes up, then it'll, you know, lead to you know, suppliers wanting to supply more of it because it's at a higher price. So it'll move production towards that good, and it'll take it from, you know, the production of some other good that is an alternative use.
Do you think there should be any control on that at all, or the government shouldn't be involved in any type of regulation on that happening?
So like, when you mean like at all, like, do you mean like, do I think it should just be like totally like free market, where like just the market does everything, or do I think there should be like regulation against like monopolies and stuff?
Now, I think you would agree with regulations against monopolies, right? But like when it comes
like
to
when there's no competition,
right? When it comes to basically, you ever heard something called greedflation?
Greedflation?
Greedflation is what they say is happening now, essentially, where these giant, like these big industries, especially like the energy sector, like a lot of the price raises, right? Excuse me.
There you go, bro.
A lot of the raises on prices that we see, a lot of it is explained through the supply chain, but there's some increases that are not explained through the supply chain at all, where it's just basically them raising the price just to raise the price, like greedflation.
But like with them trying to just, because like that's why like when there, you know, is competition or like multiple sellers, it would seem like they can't just arbitrarily raise the price, because then another seller could, you know, lower the price, and then consumers are going to say, well, I mean, if it's the same good or service, this one's cheaper, then I'm just going to go here rather than
which doesn't happen though. That's what I mean, because a lot of these things are owned by the same companies.
But that's just the nature of supply and demand, because the consumers, if it's the same good, then they're just going to go to it cheaper.
I get that. What I'm saying is that that's not happening.
What do you mean that's not happening?
Your example of what you're saying, that consumers will just go somewhere else that's cheaper, it's not happening. Like no one's lowering. No one. What I'm saying is
the same good that's
right.
cheaper.
Hold on. What I'm saying is no one is lowering the price. No one's doing it. So what happens? What happens when no one's lowers the price? What happens then?
Well, then they just wouldn't sell anything, because if consumers don't value it at the price that sellers are selling it at, then they're not gonna have money to cover their costs. But the sellers,
Jane, here's a problem. Jane, here's a problem. Nobody's lowering their price, right? We still need shit, so we're gonna buy it anyway.
No,
But no
well,
one's
it
lowering the
depends.
price.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much we value what we're talking about. But if they don't lower the price and they just have it, at these, insane prices, it's the case that, the consumer wouldn't value it at that price, so they probably wouldn't go buy it. So
But-
then if there was a producer that wanted to take some of those sales, they would lower the price, undercut their competitors, and then they'd start selling it at that price. Then consumers would
No,
start buying.
I
And that
understand.
would lead
I
to other
understand how all
sellers,
this works, Jayden. What
lower
I'm
the
saying is
price.
that look at the reality situation that we're living in right now. None of the consumers, none of the producers are doing that, and the consumers are
where?
still buying in the United States. Like gas prices are not. Gas prices are all basically all the like comparable all around the country, right? Like here in Florida is $3.59. You'll find the same thing up in Georgia. And if like one's gas station in my around my area is $3.59, the other gas station is $3.58. There's not that much of a difference, right? There's no gas station where it's $3 even or $2.50. That doesn't happen over here. Everywhere the prices are comparable. Nobody's lowering the prices to undercut their competitor. No one is doing that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you look at that's the type of situation and you say we're just gonna go to like consumers will go to the cheaper place, that sounds intuitive, but we run into the problem of what we're talking about right now. Nobody's lowering the price and we still need shit. What happens?
Yeah, so in this situation, obviously, when you're talking about gas, like that's something that's very large scale. I need to look at it more because there's going to be the inputs that goes into it as it relates to like petroleum. So
no,
it could be the
I
case.
get all that, bro. I get all that, bro. But I'm trying to address the situation that we're having.
Like when you're saying like why people aren't, or rather why producers aren't, I guess, lowering the price. I mean, maybe it's because when they're trying to buy petroleum, the price for that has increased. So then they need to keep the price at a certain
supply
level
chains.
in order
Yes.
for them to cover
What I'm
the
saying
cost.
is well, that's where greedflation come in. Supply chain issues only explain so much. We're talking about like there's the price over that. Even accounting for those issues, they're still raising the price just to raise the price to make more money. That's what greedflation is.
No, but I just don't really accept that they can just arbitrarily raise the price like that. I mean,
It's a
I would
free
need to
market.
see- I mean, I would need to. Well, that's what I'm saying. Because, like, yeah, you can raise the price, but then you lose out.
You lose out on
That's
consumers,
not
but
true.
nobody is doing that. That's what I'm saying. We're back in the first. We're back in the. What I'm saying.
You're bringing
Jane,
up the example of gas,
Jane.
but like I would just need to see the numbers on that.
Right, I understand that you need to see the numbers. That's not a problem. What I'm saying is this happening across all industries, right? I'll put up the article if I can find it. But it's happening basically, if not all industries, then the industries that we find most important, like telecommunications, food, gas, stuff like that. That's where it's happening, right? So if everybody's raising the prices and they're in a lot of the price raises not explained by supply chain issues. They're just arbitrarily raising it in order to make more money, and none of them are lowering it. We're stuck in a situation where we still need the shit, so we're still going to buy it. What happens then?
I mean, okay, if you send this to me, then I can kind of check it out. I would just want to like read this. Like if you just send me the article, I can like leave and go read it.
Jane, do you really think that these businesses are doing are giving us products for the love of mankind, or are they doing it for money?
Do I think they're doing it for the love of mankind or for money?
Mm-hmm.
I think that they're doing it for money. But the thing is, like I think it's like when you're doing it for money, it's the case that they have an incentive to drop their price if they want to be able to cover their costs, because then no one would buy it. Because, like, for example, if a barber, like, for example, if a barber was charging $100 for a haircut,
Jaden, hold on. Stop him real quick. You're talking about something that's very, very narrow. Yes, two barbers can compete with prices. When we're talking about the commanding heights of the economy, if you're talking about like food and gas and stuff like that, these companies can arbitrarily inflate the price and not drop anything because you need to buy food still. You know what I'm saying? There's no one else to go to because all of these grocers are owned by the same company. So there's no point of because once that happens, you there's no lowering the price there. What I'm asking is what happens then? Because what I'm asking is what happens then? What happens when these industries don't lower their price and we still need the shit? What happens?
Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that the price increases, but we still value it such that we're willing to buy it. I mean, such that we're willing to pay the higher price.
We're willing to pay the higher price. That's happening now because look at the price of eggs. We're all still waiting to pay it because gotta eat.
Yeah. Because we value eggs. Yeah, so I mean, in that context, then we're just gonna pay the higher price. That just shows that we really value that good.
Right, but the problem is
It's
that
kind
they
of
can
like
just
how
keep.
sometimes the price of milk will go up, and that'll cause producers to increase the price of ice cream, but people will still buy ice cream at a higher price.
At a higher price, exactly. So the issue then becomes, what do we do when that happens? Because a lot of this is, like I said, greedflation. There's no reason for them to keep raising the price. They're just doing it to make more profit.
The reason why they raise the price is so that they can cover their cost.
What I'm saying is that again, what greedflation is the price is the raising of the price over the amount to fit to their cost and to make profit. This is just raising it because they've already covered their costs, they've made the profit, and they're just still raising it to make more profit. That's what greedflation is. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
How do we control that?
Yeah, but when you're saying that, okay, we're gonna have multiple sellers and that they're all gonna raise it to the same number, is that what you're saying?
Yes,
they're all gonna raise it to the same price.
Yes, because
you're saying that you're saying that a seller isn't gonna have the wherewithal to say, hey, they're selling this at a really high price. Let me lower it, undercut them, so then consumers will demand my good more.
Right. Because the issue is that a lot of times these sellers, the price doesn't actually, the selling price doesn't actually come from them. It comes from someone that's over them, the corporation. And a lot of these corporations are owned by the same parent corporation, essentially.
Wait, but that sounds more like monopolies.
Well, yeah, we have monopolies.
Yeah, and no, but what I'm saying is that I'm against that because I like the competition. So like that's why I asked you initially. I asked you, I can't remember the exact question I asked you, but you asked a question and I said, yeah, are you saying, do I believe that one seller should be able to control everything, or do I just believe that the free market should be able to do what it does? Right. So that's why I said, like, I believe competition will help manage price and things like that.
All right, cool. So like
so if it's monopolies, I got you.
All right, cool.
I definitely am not ready for that.
All right. So you understand that everything that we consume right now is owned by like the same 10 companies, like Kellogg's, Nestle. They're all owned by the same like 10 companies, right?
Like everything we
consume is owned by the same. Everything is owned by 10 companies. Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can if I can find the image. It's called the illusion of choice. Essentially, everything is owned by the same people, by the same 10 companies. Give me a second. Let me see where I could find it. Let me find it. All right, cool. I'm not sure if you ever seen this diagram before. Is this it? No, let me see. There it is. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen this diagram before, but you see that, right? How all of these companies own everything else, like Mars, Coca-Cola, Nestle, Kellogg's. They all own everything that basically we consume. Like, you see how that's a problem?
Yeah, there's a lot of things under it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. That's the illusion of choice. They basically, this is an issue that capitalism has because you're supposed to maximize your profit, right? So the best way to do that is consolidation. Like, just keep owning shit, just keep buying up shit.
Yeah, but I guess like that's why you'd have like kind of these mergers and like acquisition laws. You'd have things like I forgot that one law, but it's like just laws against like monopolization and things like that. Like we have some of that stuff codified into the law to where if it gets to such threshold, then they're just gonna like break it down.
We got to break it up. Yeah, but the issue is every time we get
that's why I agree.
No, I'm saying every time we get conservatives and Republicans in the office, they keep deregulating things, and these these accumulations can still keep happening. So, like, do you see how that's an issue?
You're saying that the conservatives that get into office deregulate things?
They deregulate all the time.
I guess. Do you take both conservatives and Democrats to both be right wing?
Yeah, Democrats are right wing.
Yeah, so like I guess like when you say that conservatives, are you saying that this is something that's specific to just conservatives, or it's specific to both conservatives and Democrats?
No, Democrats do it too, because Democrats are basically like center right, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but, so like I guess like I don't know, and I've heard like my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna end there. Yeah, the Democrats are basically center right. They're to the left of the Republicans, at least I'm like for right now. But they're to the left of the Republicans for sure. But they're essentially center right.
Yeah, I guess just what I was gonna say was You know, I've seen some arguments, at least from like maybe like Austrians or Keynesians, that it's the trying to regulate things that creates these problems. But yeah, I guess I'll just kind of leave that there. I guess it was kind of nice chatting with you. I just have to do something. So
oh yeah, not a problem. Yeah, I appreciate you. Come on back. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. King, why'd you drop? Go ahead and come back up, King, so we can go ahead and talk. You said that you disagreed and you live in a leftist state. I'll go ahead and bring you back up. Go ahead and come back up. All right, King. All right. So y'all, thank y'all so much for being here once again. Thank y'all so much again for once being here. You can go ahead and call in a number, 786-530-5941. We're here. We're gonna go ahead and keep talking. Thank y'all so much for being here. If you're calling over, I said calling. If you're watching me over on the Deconstruction Junction, once again, phone number is right up there, 786-530-5941. Go ahead and call on in. We appreciate you. If you're watching me over on Twitch or on Facebook, you can go ahead and call in as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and sit here and just wait for another person to come up. We're waiting for the ops, y'all. We're taking the ops for now. Don't know what happened to King, but he dropped for some reason. Oh, sorry. Don't know what happened to King, but he dropped for some reason. But we're gonna go ahead and see if another op comes up. In the meantime, let's go ahead and play that nice soothing music for everybody here. Y'all, thank y'all so much for being here once more. I'm gonna go ahead and put my gift goal up. I have a gift goal of 50 hearts. Not that much, y'all. Go ahead and keep up with that gift goal. All right, pin that up. Oh, we have a caller.
Call from.
Hey, it's Cap, bro.
Cap, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
I wish I was close to 18, but unfortunately I'm that times 3. So, yes. Yeah, no, man, I just wanted to kill some time before the soccer game. But what's the topic?
Oh, the topic is leftist policies are better for society. You disagree?
I mean, if we want to get technical, don't these guys usually like to take credit for last regime's policies? Like, if we really want to talk about policies that have been implemented, I mean, you can talk about the Triple E program, the plan that was helping people get PPE loans. Remember that program for people that wanted to get LLCs?
Yeah.
And that led to inflation. That really didn't help anybody because everybody was scamming the government, taking the money and not doing anything and getting forgiveness for it later on, which Biden also passed. So
Biden didn't pass that thing. That wasn't a Trump.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure you said that, not me. So basically, Donald Trump forgave for Biden's plans that didn't work and policies that didn't work.
Hold on, you talking about the PPP loans?
Yeah.
The PPP loans were under Trump.
No, he started it, but it was amended by Biden, which ended up screwing up the inflation. So yeah, Trump made that, and then Biden took it over, and then after he amended it, it went to crap.
No,
look at the numbers as far as what it came back to the bring back to the economy.
My guy. Donald Trump signed the PPP loan program.
I understand what you're saying. He's the one that made it, but
he's the one that made it.
Amended by Biden.
He was. What do you mean by the amended?
What he did to it didn't really help. When Trump had it, people were making money and making businesses.
And what?
Look at the numbers.
Hold on. All Biden did was extend the deadline to apply for it. That's all he did.
He didn't amend anything else to it.
What else did he amend?
Well, I mean, he did something because the inflation went under his watch.
Yes, because you understand that that all that takes time to occur, right? Like you're not going to see inflation.
So that goes to my original point. Who do you really want to blame if you're going to get past regimes?
Let me finish what I'm saying, dude. When it comes to these spending bills, right? You don't see the effects of it until maybe a year or two afterwards.
Okay.
So when it comes to
so the same thing I could say about Trump with the economy. Biden got credit for that 2 years.
Cap.
No, I get what you're saying, but you don't have to have the same energy when it comes to the economy.
You gotta stop, Cap. You gotta stop talking, bro. I'm trying to answer
you. Stop talking to.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Kyrie, how's it going, Kyrie? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
I don't agree or disagree. I just want. Can you make a case for it so I understand it?
All right. So the policies that I think will be better for society are things such as universal health care, things such as universal health care, guaranteed housing, parental leave, paid parental leave, things like that, democratized workplaces, living wage tied to your area and tied to production and inflation. These things will be a lot better for society because we don't have to worry about certain bills. We will be able to spend more time with our children. The money that we make will be able to help us live in the areas that we live in, etc. So I think those will be good for us as a people in order to live in this society, at least to make capitalism more livable. You disagree?
Okay. So, yeah, I don't want to do all of them, but let's do the healthcare one. How do you solve the information problem?
What information problem?
If you do universal healthcare, then everybody, like, have you ever read The Problem with Socialism?
Just explain what you're saying because I need you to explain what is the
information problem being that if everybody has healthcare, because of more access, more people use it, which means there's more demand and not enough doctors to fulfill that demand.
So how do you explain countries that have universal healthcare then and that not happening?
What countries have universal healthcare?
Just about almost all of Europe, China, Japan, the one above us, Canada. Well, Canada has a mixed system. I'm my bad. That's my mistake. They have a mixed system. But yeah, basically all of Europe, essentially all of East Asia, China, Japan, Vietnam, not Vietnam, China. Well, actually, Vietnam does have it. China, Japan, Korea, was Taiwan. That's what I was looking for. Taiwan. They all have universal healthcare. Like just about, or I think I would say, just about, all industrialized nations have universal healthcare. So, like, what I'm saying is that when you say that there's more access,
better than ours,
yes, they spend less and they have better outcomes. So when it comes to like you said the information problems, right? If everybody has access to it, more people are going to be using the doctor. When it comes to that, right, that means that we have more preventative care. The reason why we don't have preventative care in America, or people don't seek preventative care, is because of the cost that they think is going to happen. Now, insurance does take care of some things, right? But it doesn't mean it take care of everything. There's going to be more cost down the road. Under universal health care, it takes care of everything. You'll see more people basically using that for preventative care, and the health issues or the health outcomes get better. Because one of the reasons why healthcare costs are expensive here in America is because we typically wait until something bad is going on, and at that point the costs are more. If we did preventative care under universal healthcare, you would see that happen less, right?
No.
Why wouldn't we?
Because people are still going to go to the doctor. They're just going to go to the doctor when they have a problem. If everybody has it, that just means more access to the doctor.
Why would we not want people to have more access to doctors? This is kind of silly. Look, this is what I'm saying to you. One of the reasons why people don't go to the doctor until they have a major problem is because we don't do preventative care, right? In America, preventative care in America is lacking. Like, and that's a thing. That's a choice that we make, right? But we make that choice.
Some people do that.
Hold on.
But
most Americans do not do preventative care, and the reasons why they don't is because of the cost. It's going to cost them down the road. We don't think about the cost. We just think about let me just go to the doctor when I know it's something really, really wrong with me. But if we did preventative care, if we have universal health care, you will likely have more people doing preventative care. And if we have more people doing preventative care, we can take care of those issues before they become more expensive. And when I asked you, do you not think that would happen? You said no, and went back to people are just going to go whenever they have a problem. But they go whenever they have a problem because they're not doing preventative care. Universal health care would encourage. Yeah, universal health care will encourage people to do preventative care. Do you not agree with that?
No, because what do you mean preventative care? Because preventative care to me would be eating healthy.
That's part of preventative care, but that's not always what preventative care is. That's part of it.
Because eating healthy is already expensive.
No, eating healthy is not already expensive. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so let me make sure I get you the right thing about preventative care. Preventative care is like routine health services, like getting your checkups, stuff like that, getting your annual screenings, health screenings, things like that, right? That's what preventative care is.
Okay.
Can you give me a second? Hey, Quaz, I'm getting tired of you bitching and moaning in my comments, bro. If you're not gonna come up and talk, I'm just gonna go ahead and put you on mute. I'm getting tired of you bitching in my comments, bro. All right, so yeah, when it comes to preventative care, that's what it is. Most people don't do those. You see what I'm saying? And if we had universal health care, we could encourage that. And the reason why people don't do preventative care is because they think it's going to cost. You know what I'm saying? And they're right about that. Sometimes it does. So if we had universal health care and we have more people doing preventative care, you don't think having more people do health screenings and everything like that is a good thing?
Answer.
Hey, 972, hold on for me for a second. Go ahead.
You can implement universal health care. Like, it's a good thing, but you can't be positive that everybody's going to react that way.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
Like, just because you give them healthcare, it doesn't mean they're necessarily going to go to the doctors for those specific.
No, you're correct. But what I'm saying is that the major reason why people don't do preventative care in the United States is because of cost. That's the major reason. So if that cost is no longer there, that barrier is no longer there, you'll see an uptick in the preventative care, wouldn't you? If that worry is no longer there. My thing is that your entire argument is that people shouldn't have access to doctors. It's kind of silly.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you said that more people have access to doctors. Like, that's a problem. So what?
More people would have access to doctors.
Why would that be a problem?
Because there aren't enough doctors with the right amount of information to help everybody.
Yeah, but it's not going to be all 300 million of us going to the doctor at the same time.
No, but a dramatic increase.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Like, how? So, and how would you pay the doctors?
They just send the bill to the government, and the government pays them.
So if the government messes up, then what?
You can get that fixed and rectified. This happens all the time. Like, the government's not the only one that messes up the payments. Like, insurance companies mess up payments all the time. So this
but there are multiple insurance companies.
Yeah, and they fuck up all the time.
Like, do you know how much messing up, you lose the business?
No, they don't. I used to work for a health insurance company. You know how many times we screwed up, and they're still one of the biggest healthcare companies on the planet. Like,
in what way?
This has happened. I used to work for Humana. I used to work for Humana, my guy. We used to fuck up all the time.
In what way did they screw up, though?
Missing out on referrals, not paying certain bills that were supposed to be paid like years ago that we didn't pay. Like this, we used to screw up all the time. There were data leaks. This shit happens all the time, my guy.
So in a bunch of different ways.
Yeah, we used to screw up a bunch of different ways. Now, the same thing with the government. They're gonna screw. There's always gonna be a government worker that screws up. Mistakes happen. We all know that, right? But what I'm saying is that you're making this seem like this is gonna be much more devastating than it is right now. Like, all the mistakes that you're seeing in private market right now will happen with the government. Sure. Now you're saying that they're just going to go ahead and but they can't go to another company, and here we could go to another company. But that wastes time. That wastes time and money as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all this is the reason why the healthcare costs is canceling a contract and then negotiating another contract with another company. That takes time. That takes money. So like what I'm saying is that this is one of the reasons why healthcare costs are so expensive. Because of administrative costs, because of the middlemen, because of renegotiation of contracts, all that happens.
That's true.
Right. Okay. So if we got rid of all that,
if the government, so you're saying the government has, let me just make sure I have the idea right. You're saying the government has control of all of it?
No, not the control of all of healthcare. They just pay the bills and negotiate prices. You understand how universal healthcare works, right? It's not that the doctor works for the government and a government agent is standing over the nigga saying that, oh, you can't do heart surgery because we don't give a fuck about this guy. No, that's not what happens. They just pay the bill and then negotiate prices. That's it.
Are you describing socialism?
I'm describing universal healthcare.
As far as healthcare goes, I mean.
Well, it is an idea in socialism.
But as far as universal healthcare,
plenty of capitalist countries have universal healthcare. Every single country that I named that has universal healthcare is a capitalist country. You can have universal healthcare under capitalism.
okay. So,
All right. Well, what else? What are the policies?
I would have to look into it.
All right, cool. Not a problem. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Y'all are amazing. If you're watching me over on a Deconstruction Junction, I do see y'all there. Once again, y'all go ahead and call in. I'm not looking at the comments, so 786-530-5941 will be go ahead and call in. If you're watching me over on Volsy Thoughts, thank you so much for being there as well. 786-530-5941 is the phone number. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for being here. Ops only for now. I promise I'm gonna add up the friendlies in a bit. Probably in the last 30 minutes, I'll add up the friendlies, but ops only for now. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you, Satan, and I appreciate you, K. Okay, thank y'all so much. Z, how's it going, Z? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board? You there, Z? Hello? Z, did you pocket dial? I think Z pocket dialed, y'all. All right. We're going to go ahead and call back the person that called me before. Let's see if they pick up.
Hello?
Hey, how's it going? You called in to discuss?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that abortion is wrong. It's baby murder, and drugs are bad, and communism never worked. Leftists are stupid.
Okay, cool. So, okay, cool. So, what's your name?
Andrew.
Okay, Andrew. All right, so Andrew, let's go by. You said that abortion is murder. Yeah, sure, you can have that that opinion. But most abortions happen. Hold on. Most abortions happen when there's no person there yet. It happens when it's still a couple of cells. So
can I make a point?
I'm gonna. You made several points. I want to answer them now. So the first thing you talked about was abortion. We could go ahead and go through that and why I have my opinion that I hold. Okay. You also what else did you said? Abortions are bad. Leftists are stupid. Well, I have a master's degree.
Drugs are bad.
Drugs are bad. I agree with that. Drugs are bad. I agree with that. But
they should be illegal.
Hold on. The way that we're going about helping drug addiction right now isn't working. Clearly, we already lost the war on drugs. All right. You cannot just kill people and get rid of drug addiction. So the way that we should handle drug addiction, or that we should handle drugs, is through a medical issue and through decriminalization. That doesn't mean that it's going to be a heroin free for all, but we should help them. Hold on, Andrew. I'll let you speak. So the way that we should handle addiction is through a medical issue. That doesn't mean it's a heroin free for all, but let's actually help these people, get them off the street, get them into stable housing, etc. Therefore, they won't be able to do drugs. We need to decriminalize it and treat it as a medical issue instead of just throwing people in jail. Now, what was the last thing that you said? You said that communism never works. I don't think we ever tried communism before, because communism is supposed to be a stateless, moneyless, classless society. According to that definition, no country has ever had that. No society has ever had that. So it's never happened. Now can you say that you don't think that a stateless, moneyless, classless society will ever happen? You can make that claim, sure. I would even be sympathetic to that claim, because I'm not sure if it could work either. I don't know if that could work. You see what I'm saying? But we've never actually tried it.
Yes, it has.
So we tried socialism. The Soviet Union was more socialist. Because again,
no, it was communist.
But again, stateless, moneyless, classless society. Has that ever happened?
No, I guess
No,
not.
right.
But-
So we don't know if it could work or not, right? Now you can say that it's less likely to work. I'll probably agree with you there. It's less likely, but we never actually tried it. Now the people that did try it, they fuck up. Yeah, sure. Even a lot of Marxists today will tell you that the USSR had problems and that Cuba has issues. They'll tell you that the same thing, but you can't apply it because Marxism is an analysis, so you have to apply it to certain conditions. Now, you also said that leftists are stupid. Why'd you call me stupid for? I didn't do anything to you. You don't even know me.
Because y'all are just wrong. Y'all think a fetus isn't a baby.
It's not.
That's messed up.
By definition,
it
it's
is
not.
though. If you fuck your definition. If you
It's not
kill
my
it, it would
definition.
grow
It's literally the dictionary
to a
definition.
baby.
It's not
If
my
you didn't
definition.
kill it,
Hey, Andrew,
it would
is
grow into a baby.
Andrew is not my definition. It's clearly the definition. A fetus isn't a baby. So now, okay. So hold on. Let's get through this. I understand that you know that you think abortion is murder. That's fine. I don't have any beef with that. My position, hey Andrew, you need to calm down. I understand that's your position. In my opinion, I give exceptions for things such as rape, incest, the mother's life being in danger, and any abortion before 21 to 22 weeks. Before that, I'm fine with abortions happening, because the reason why I do that is because I don't give personhood until someone can have a conscious experience. If they can't have a conscious experience, then I wouldn't give personhood to that, or at least a continuing conscious experience.
You realize, I mean, little babies don't have consciousness.
Yeah, they do. Babies have consciousness.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They can't talk. They can't talk. What do you think they're thinking of? Do you remember? Do you remember being a baby and having consciousness?
Of course I don't. But Andrew, the point is that just because I don't remember it doesn't mean I didn't have it. You still have continuing consciousness as a baby. Andrew, I'm still answering you, Andrew. Calm down. Babies still have consciousness and they can understand. Like a 3-month-old can understand a mother calling their name. They understand it, right? They just don't have the language or the capacity to respond back because their prefrontal cortex is still forming. But they do have conscious experience. Like you realize that we've hooked babies up to machines and seen them have conscious experience. We know that they have it, right? They have a continual experience. Okay. So babies are conscious. So before 21 weeks, hold on, Andrew, before 21 weeks, there's no capacity for that, right? Which is why I just don't give it more consideration. Now, if you give more consideration, I don't have beef with you. That's fine. But me personally, I don't give it more consideration before those 21 weeks. Let's do this. Hold on. Let's do this. Instead of trying to control women's bodies, why don't we put in policies? What? Hold on, Andrew. Andrew, I'm answering your question. I'm just gonna put on observation for you. Instead of trying to do that, why don't we put in policies that will make abortions less likely? Why don't we do that?
Like what?
Like a complex education system, comprehensive sex education, make contraceptives more available towards the poor and women. As a matter of fact, we should probably be encouraging a lot of men to get reversible
condoms are very cheap.
I'm answering your question, my guy. We should probably be encouraged. I'm answering your question. Stop interrupting, please. We should probably be encouraged. Stop answering your question.
What kind of conversation is this?
Stop.
What kind of conversation is this? You monologue all the time.
Okay, cool. We're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Thank y'all so much for being here, y'all. Thank y'all so much. If anybody wants to go ahead and come on up, you guys can go ahead and come on up. Let's go ahead and keep playing some music while we wait for another guest. All right, Quaz, I'm gonna go ahead and mute you for the entire live, man, because I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. Stop bitching and moaning in the comments, bro.
Call from.
Hey, bro, it's Cap again.
All right, Cap, are you actually ready to have the conversation now?
Yeah.
All right, where do we leave off?
Okay, we were talking about socialism and we were talking about Biden with the AAA loan program that you were saying that Trump implemented, but Biden pretty much botched it with the inflation. But let's switch it up, because I really wanted to talk socialism.
Hold on. The problem with the PPP loans, again, all he did was extend it, bro. That's all he did. All he did was extend the deadline in order to apply for it. He extended the deadline in order to hold on.
He didn't add any subsidies to it?
Hold on. No.
So you're telling me nothing was amended by it? And
no.
Pretty much was Trump doing it.
It was just Trump. Plan. The only thing that Biden did was extend the deadline to apply for it. And he signed it in together like a statute of like a fraud enforcement. That's all he did.
Okay, so basically what I want to know is, since you just made that very specifically clear, how many loans did Biden give out as opposed to Trump?
He didn't give out any loans. The PPPs was all Trump. The money was already set there.
Even though Trump wasn't president, Biden didn't give out any loans?
Cap. Listen.
No. Answer. No. I'm being very specific and very clear, as crystal clear as can be. You're telling me that those plans and those loans under Biden.
Great. Thank you so much. All right. So what happened is that once Trump signs it, the money is allocated, right? Presidents, when the money is allocated, they have no choice. That's their enforcement to give out the money. But the money was allocated under Trump's presidency. It's not Biden all of a sudden giving out the money. That was under Trump's presidency. That was Andrew. Shut up. Under Trump's presidency, he allocated this money, which means that Biden had no choice but to give it out. Right?
Okay. So then again, just like I'm gonna get to this point, you're telling me that Biden didn't increase that funding?
No.
And he didn't ask for a bailout or anything?
No.
Okay, so you're telling me he didn't ask for extra help in those loans?
No.
And you're telling me that the inflation increased still under Trump, even though Trump wasn't president? How does that work?
Because inflation doesn't because you don't see the effects of a bill
until you
don't see the effects of a bill until a year or two afterwards. The PPP loans. Hold on. The PPP loans happened in 2020. That's when Trump signed it, and then we didn't see inflation until 2022 to 2023, which is about a year and a half after it went out. Bro, so that's when we saw the inflation. You've been trying to talk to me the entire time. Every time, shut up.
Keep cutting me off.
Every single time I try to make a point, you just interrupt. Shut the fuck up. Every single time I talk, you try to interrupt. You ask me a question. Shut the fuck up. You ask me a question. I try to answer it, and you try to interrupt. Shut up for a second.
Continue.
Your question was, did Biden put any subsidies or expand the PPP? No. All he did was extend the deadline to apply for it and put in fraud implementation. That's it.
My man,
the money was already allocated. So you can't blame Trump. You can't blame Biden for the inflation. That was Trump's inflation.
Okay, so you're saying I can't blame Biden for inflation. I can't blame Biden for the border. I can't blame Biden for anything else. Okay, so let me ask you this. The Democratic bailout that's happening right now in New York, that's a left problem too. So you're telling me socialism is helping New York, but right now they're asking for a bailout?
What bailout? What are you talking about?
Isn't the mayor asking for more money and funding from the federal and government?
No.
Bro, you're saying no to everything.
Because you're wrong.
God.
You asked a question.
You
asked me a question. You asked me a question, and I answered the question. No, he's not asking for money from the federal government. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut up.
And you said
Shut up. Zoran is not asking for
I didn't say
budget.
The governor. I said the mayor.
You said that's why I said Zoran. Zoran's the mayor. All right, man, get off my phone. Now I know that you're not talking about. Now I know that you know what you're talking about. Now I know what you're talking about. Get off my phone. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and keep it moving. Let's go ahead and keep it moving, y'all. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all for being here. Thank y'all so much. Nope. I'm not going back to that. Nope. Not going back to that. I clearly said Zoran, and he talked about the governor. He said, I'm not talking about the governor. I'm talking about the mayor. Zoran is the mayor. Nah, bro. Nah, bro. I'm good. I'm good. because that just tells me that you're just being bad faith. I'm good. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. Go ahead and come on up. If you disagree with what I have on the board, we're gonna go ahead and have a conversation. Thank y'all so much for being here. Jim can go ahead and come on up. Jim, go ahead and come on up if you would like to go ahead and have that conversation. Once again, y'all, if you're watching me over from the Deconstruction Junction, thank y'all so much for watching there. The number is right there, y'all. 786-530-5941. If you're watching over from my channel, Vaulty Thoughts, phone number is right there, 786-530-5941. We're going to be here for another few minutes before we go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate y'all for being here. And if you're watching over on TikTok, and I said TikTok, if you're watching over from Instagram, you can go ahead and call in the number 786-530-5941. Same thing if you're watching over on Facebook or Twitch. Okay.
Call from
Philip.
Philip, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, I'm 18, and leftist policies are completely in the antithesis to good.
Okay, why is universal health care bad for us?
Well, because most people don't deserve universal health care.
Most people don't deserve universal health care? What does it mean to deserve universal health care? What does that mean?
Are you familiar with the Pareto distribution?
I don't know, and I don't care. I'm asking you, why don't most people deserve it?
You're a psychopath.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm asking you, why don't most people should see that? Why do most people not deserve to see the doctor?
Garbage. Because most people are worthless garbage.
Hold on, you just called me a psychopath, or you said most people are worthless garbage?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is not worth my time. Yeah, that's definitely not worth my time. Most people are worthless garbage, but I'm the psychopath, y'all. Yeah, that's definitely not worth my time. I don't believe most people are worthless garbage. I believe most people have value. I value most people. I think most people have value just for being human. All right. I don't think most people are worthless. I think you have value just for being a human. Even the guy who just called me, even the total sociopath who just called, I think even he should get universal health care. I think he should get it too. I think even Elon Musk should get it. Elon Musk should get free health care as well. Everybody should get it. But I'm the psycho, y'all, because I think everybody deserves to see the doctor. I'm the psycho, y'all. Everybody should deserve to see the doctor, but I'm the psycho. Insane. Insane. Absolutely insane. But again, y'all, thank y'all so much for being here and calling in and being part of the conversation. Once again, if you'd like to call in, if you'd like to go ahead and have a conversation with me, go ahead and have that conversation. Go ahead and call in. Tap that screen if you're watching over on the TikTok. Share and comment if you're over on the YouTube. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about next. All right. So once again, y'all, thank y'all so much from wherever you're watching from. Number is on the board, 786-530-5941. All right. So if you're watching over from the Deconstruction Junction, if I haven't talked to you yet, go ahead and call in. If you're watching over from my channel, Vaulty Thoughts, go ahead and call in if I haven't spoken to you yet. Yeah, Cap, I know you're in the chat. I'm just not gonna talk to you. Like, I don't owe you my attention, my guy. Like, you're basically you're pretty much a waste of time. So, like, I see you in the comments, but I don't know why you want me to pay attention to you. No, you could eat a dick, my guy. All right, y'all. So we're just waiting for another guest to call in. We're gonna wait for another guest to call in, or someone to come up on the TikTok. We'll see what happens. What's going on, Kay?
Hey, oh my God. That has been insufferable to listen to. My God.
God, it's been insufferable. Today's been insane, bro. No one actually wants to have a conversation. It's been insane today. They just want to interrupt.
I'm like, to be honest, it could have been worse than last night when that guy basically called and said, "Wait, I'm gonna be trying to repeat that."
Maybe the last guy from last night, he basically called in just to repeat the N-word. That was it. So, oh,
well,
man.
that ain't all he did. That ain't all he did.
Oh yeah, we know. Or the person from last night.
He also. Oh my God, I don't even know how to repeat. He basically, for the chat, he basically basically invited Volsey to put his eggplant in his mouth while calling him. It was really wild.
Really wild
to listen to. I was like, ooh. Like, it's racism and basically assault over assault. Like, my God.
Exactly, bro. Jump to assault. Like, my goodness, my God. What is going on?
Like y'all are not helping whiteness reputation of being violent. Y'all are not helping.
Yeah, y'all are not.
That was like,
yeah, insane, bro. Oh my goodness.
The sexual assault, like all the race. I still can't process that.
Yes. It's like, bro,
how you can check for both at the same time.
It's like, how did you jump to assault? Like, why did you do that?
Because clearly you know that ain't what you're interested in.
Oh my goodness!
But I did die at your response.
yeah. Oh, you gotta ask my wife first. And I said, hey, your mom won't like that either.
And his mother, I started screaming.
Like, your mom won't like that either, Oh my goodness!
Not you told him you and your wife and his mom were in a
Yeah, exactly. Because you want to be.
I was like, oh my God, I cannot stand you.
Yeah, you want to be gross, like exactly. Let's get gross. Let's go and take it all the way there. Let's go ahead. You know what I mean?
Oh my God. Listen, I don't know what's going on in the YouTube chat, but that's literally what happened last night. Y'all, that's literally what happened, and it was like my brain still cannot catch up to that. Like racism. I'm like, it's SA threats, all in like the same. My brain still can't process that. It's like, how do you manage both?
How did you manage to do both, bro? Like, insanity.
In one call.
Bro.
Not even people see the minute.
Complete total insanity, man. My goodness. But yeah, y'all. I think if I don't end it early here. Oh, I'm gonna be on Truth Wanted tomorrow. I don't know if I told y'all, but yeah, go ahead and follow Truth Wanted over on YouTube and TikTok, affiliated with the Atheist Community of Austin. Y'all go ahead and check those out. Check out Truth Wanted. Check out that on TikTok and YouTube. I'll be on there tomorrow. I think at 2:45. I think Central Standard Time, around that time.
I've been starting lives recently.
Oh, you have? All right, awesome. So I'm gonna try to go ahead and cash them. But yeah, y'all go ahead and check out me.
Reloaded for.
Awesome. Y'all go ahead and check me out over on Truth Wanted tomorrow. We'll go ahead and have a good conversation with the Atheist Community of Austin. It's gonna be amazing.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, it's dope. We'll see if if they want me there, they like me being there.
Incoming, Volsy. Incoming.
Oh, okay. We got somebody incoming. Gotcha. All right, Michael. We're gonna talk to Michael. Is that Michael or Michelle? Can you let me know?
It's Michael.
Michael. All right, Michael. Michael, how you doing? Are you at least 18? As a matter of fact, can y'all give me a second, please? Give me one moment, y'all. Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. All right. Michael, thank you so much for being here. Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Wait 1 second. I think I got a phone call. Sorry, did you hear what
I hear you. Yeah. Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, great. Did you want to know which policy I'm talking about, or did you want to just get right into it?
Yeah, you can tell me if there's like a specific policy, but
yeah, so I'm talking about things such as universal health care, parental leave, free college, things like that, comprehensive sex education, things like that. I think those would be good for society. Walkable cities.
Those are leftist.
Hold on, not your turn yet.
Did you only want to talk about this? Because I feel like for the most part, we probably agree. I do think that, well, some of those I probably agree with.
In America, Michael.
Right. No, Michael didn't say that. The other person said that. Eastern perspective. Eastern is not your turn yet. All right, let me wait till I'm done talking to Michael. But yeah, Michael, what you were saying?
Yeah, well, so certain, maybe some of them I would agree with, but I was interested if you wanted to talk about abortion. That was kind of like the biggest leftist policy that I disagree with.
Yeah, sure. So when it comes to abortion, everybody's gonna go ahead and have their opinion on the morality of it, right? And I'm not gonna take away your moral opinion, but as a policy, as a society, should we let women decide for themselves their own medical care? I would say yes. And I would also say that instead of trying to abolish the entire thing, why not put in policies that will make it happen less, such as comprehensive sex education, such as, contraceptives being made readily available for everyone, things of that matter, such as, because the people who are more likely to have an abortion are women who are poor and less educated. If we target those issues, you'll see abortions happen less, right?
Yeah, I think so. If our goal is to have less abortions, then yeah, I agree that we should do all of those things, and that's probably the best way to go about it, because I don't think that just slapping on a bunch of bans is really it's not going to really have the outcomes that most people want, because it's going to have down the line worse outcomes in other places.
Mm-hmm.
But the point about the moral legal aspect I found a bit interesting, where it was like everyone kind of has their own morality. We shouldn't really get into that, and we should instead look at like the pragmatic implications. But that kind of seems like you're putting the cart before the horse, because when we look at like every single policy change and every single thing that we look at least under my view, I think that we look at the moral implications of it first. And if we deem that it's a moral policy, then we should look about, okay, how can we implement this pragmatically? What are sort of the pragmatic constraints and limitations with implementing this, right? Like, for example, if you and I have a disagreement about which economic system is best, like capitalism and communism, where would we start? We'd start at the morality. Is it moral to tax people, right? That's one of the biggest, topics to have. So I think that case is kind of, putting the cart before the horse there. I'm curious what you think there.
I mean, because not necessarily, because laws have nothing to do with morality, right? Like, you can have immoral laws, and I would say that even if we say, okay, this is immoral, therefore nobody should do it, then we're going to be looking at everything else. Is it moral for a white person and a black person to get married? In the 60s or the 50s, people in the South said no, so therefore there was laws against it. But we know now today that's kind of silly, or that is silly, right? So we don't have the laws against it anymore, which is why, like, I always reach out to the pragmatic solutions of it, because people are going to have their morals. And if we want people to live their lives as safely as possible, I don't think we should be dictating what the morality is going to be. See what I mean?
Okay, so you brought up like cases of immoral policies in the past, and you're saying, look, back then it was deemed immoral, and then we legislated off of it. But do you think that a perfect society has immoral laws? I don't think so. I think a perfect society, every single one of the laws in that society are moral. I don't think that my perfect society.
I don't think it's moral to force women to birth against their will. I don't think that's moral.
Okay, we can talk about that and we can discuss the morality. But just to get on this point that was made here by the host, I don't think that the perfect society and the society that we should improve and the best society has immoral laws. I think you would agree with that too, right?
I don't think there's anything such thing as a perfect society. So it's
you don't think that, or you can maybe say like better or worse societies, right? Like you obviously want to say that you can compare two societies together, say, okay, this one is on the whole better. I think that one feature of better societies or one way to improve a society is by reducing the amount of immoral laws that are in place. If there's an immoral law, I think we should get rid of it. Don't you agree?
Yeah, we should get rid of immoral laws. I would agree with that. It will just depend on what we think is a moral law or not.
Yeah, and that's the discussion that you and I should be having, which is, do we think that this law, the law which allows women to get abortions at a certain point, do we think that this law is moral or immoral? And if it's moral, we should keep it. And then if it's immoral, we should get rid of it. That's what I'm saying.
Moral.
I think it's.
But I don't think that's for men to decide.
Why would the fact that it's a man be relevant to deciding whether or not
it's very relevant because you don't have a womb? It's very relevant.
Why
those
is that?
laws don't affect you in your body at all.
Lots of laws don't affect me or my body, but I still think
But here's the thing: there are no laws advocating to control male bodies. Y'all want to control female bodies, and particularly female reproductive issues. There are no laws mandating anything against the male body. So I don't want to hear that BS. Right?
Wait, I don't think that's not the point that we're really talking about right now. So
no, because you brought up abortion, right? And here is the reality: y'all don't give a damn about children like that. Let's be all the way real. Because the same people who are talking about ADs and trying to legislate against them are the same people who want to actively strip away things like food stamps and things to actually feed the children when they are here. Y'all are constantly going against trying to underfund public education and etc. So I don't want to hear anything about y'all trying to make this about children. It's not. It's about y'all wanting to control female bodies, and that's what it's about.
Could I be allowed to respond to that now?
Yeah, you could. You can respond because there is a good point there that I want to add on to it, but I want you to respond first.
Okay. So the first point about you don't care about all these other issues. Well, I do. I voted blue in 2024. I'm not a conservative. I'm liberal. I think I supported things like increasing child tax credit. I supported things like not gutting, not increasing taxes on the people that are struggling to make ends meet. And not,
Okay, great. But what about the abortion thing? Let's get to that.
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
Yeah. That's the main point about the abortion.
You are, but most of the people that have that position
that's
not.
Fine. I'm not speaking on their behalf.
It's
not my job to defend them, right? Like my job is to defend my views.
No, but it is.
Wait, if I could be allowed to speak, I didn't interrupt you.
Wait, yeah.
I'm a mod.
I got you, Kay. Let me go ahead and finish that. But what about the abortion thing? Like we get that. You didn't vote to take away food stamps or anything like that. All good and well. But when it comes to the women's bodies, she does bring up a good point where we don't have any laws that says that a 16-year-old male has to have a vasectomy until he's ready to become a father. So why are we putting restrictions on what women's reproduction is? That's a good point.
And the reason we're constraining that is because at least this is what we're going to get into, but I think that those are immoral. I think that the killing of unborn children is immoral. So that's why we legislate on that.
There's no such thing as unborn children.
Okay, so I think that's why we legislate on those.
No, I want you to address that point. There's no such thing as unborn children. Fetuses
what I mean
are
by
not children.
Okay, sure. I'll just say fetuses then. That's fine. I think the unaliving of fetuses in the womb is immoral, and that's why I think we should legislate on it.
Okay,
if it turned out that a similar issue was there, okay, that's what
let
the
me ask
contention
a
is.
question because a fetus is essentially cells. So so by that logic, I hope you're also willing and ready to legislate against men jacking off. You're killing babies.
That doesn't follow. That doesn't follow at all.
No, it absolutely does.
Well, let me
Semen are living cells, just like a feet, just like.
Wait, that doesn't mean that I care about. That doesn't mean I care about all living cells.
No. I'm like, no, I won't because see, now y'all trying to move the goalposts.
Wait, how's that?
I'm like, if you jack off and ejaculate, you are killing a baby.
No,
go to prison.
Okay, that doesn't follow under my view. I think that
it does.
There's a distinction.
It does. There's no distinction.
Wait, hold on, guys.
Because y'all trying to have seed.
Hold on, guys. Let's try to clarify what you mean, Michael. So you're saying, Michael, that you think that it's immoral to unalive a fetus in the womb at any point, or do you give time constraints? Me, I give it before 21 weeks, since there's really no personality or conscious experience there. Then I just leave it up to the mother. After that, I think there's more of a conscious experience, or it's growing to one, or it's fuzzy, which is why like viability at 22 weeks, we don't allow abortions there, which I agree with, right? Because it can live. Now, one thing that we can get into is like an abortion. Technically, the technical thing is that the termination of a pregnancy. Can you have pregnancy? Can you terminate a pregnancy and keep the fetus alive? It's harder, I think. But I think if a person wants to, if a woman wants to abort at 36 weeks for whatever, that baby's going to be alive. They can induce and have her give birth. And the baby's going to be alive. You see what I'm saying?
Or a C-section.
Or a C-section, exactly. Around 22 to 23 weeks, it's going to be harder, but they're still going to be alive. You see what I'm saying? But before that, I don't give it moral consideration. Now you said, now that's my position. Now you said before that, even on before the 21 weeks, even at 19 weeks, you would still say that it's immoral.
That would be immoral there.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Me, I don't think it is, because there's no conscious experience. But you can tell me why you think it is.
Yeah. So the point about conscious experience, I think, is valuable, because I think ultimately what we do care about is conscious experience. We don't care about brain dead patients. We don't care if, for example, a fetus was never going to be conscious in the future. I wouldn't care about it. Now, what I care about is the ability for this thing to have a conscious experience in the future and having an interest in that conscious experience.
Why does that happen at the expense of women?
Wait, okay. So just to go into that, the reason why let's say, like I would agree with you, it has a conscious experience.
Because you're advocating for laws that force
I need to be able to address.
No, because I've been letting you talk. I've been letting you talk for 5 minutes straight, and I'm like, and I want you to say
you really haven't been letting me talk.
But I have though, and I'm like, and I can interject when I want to because I am a mod, but I have been letting you talk. And here's the real: you're advocating for me to birth against my will, without any. I'm like, in a no other context. I'm like, can someone advocate for them to use their body to preserve another people's life against their will, and no other way? But you want to force women to do that.
Okay. All right. Let's do this. Let's let him elucidate his point. Okay. Go ahead and start over, Michael. We're gonna let you elucidate the point. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So I think the reason why we should look at future consciousness is we should first understand why it's wrong in cases that we agree. You and I both agree it's wrong to kill you or I. Now, the reason why it's wrong in my eyes is not because we're currently conscious, it's because of our future consciousness. Just imagine for a second that I gave you some sort of medicine that made you fall asleep, you couldn't feel anything, and then I painlessly ended your life. Obviously, that's wrong, because you have a future ahead of you. Similarly, at 19 weeks, 14 weeks, 6 weeks, 4 weeks, this organism has a future ahead of it. In the future, it will experience, and to deprive it of those experiences is greatly harmful to it. Just like how it's harmful to the 22-week fetus, it's harmful to the 4-week
woman
fetus.
for you to
So that's my position.
That's
okay. I'm curious what you have to say.
Okay, I got you. I'm gonna go ahead and go through your thing first, and then I'll let Kay go ahead. Give me 1 second. All right. So you said that we care about conscious experience. You also care about the future conscious experience, and stopping that future conscious experience, you believe would be wrong and deprivative. It is going to be harmful. All right, cool. Now, for me, I would say that the potential is not really what I care about either, because like let's look at this in another context. In the future, my 6-year-old niece is going to be 21. Am I going to give her vodka now?
Yeah, obviously not.
Right. But she is going to be she is going to be 21 in the future. You know what I'm saying? So we care more about what something is at the moment and not the future. Now, of course, I get the philosophy of medicine and everything like that. We want to keep their consciousness alive. When it comes to like things like comas and sicknesses, that's when a person's consciousness is interrupted, which is why we care about their future consciousness. When it comes to like a fetus, it's not there at all yet. It could happen in the future if we leave it alone, but if you cut it off at that moment, nothing really happened. There was no consciousness. I would say a person who's in a coma and has a potential to get out of that coma, to go ahead and give the medication to make sure that they pass away. I would agree with you. That's wrong, because their consciousness was simply interrupted. It can still go on in the future if we treat them right. But a fetus that's like 19 weeks, they never had a consciousness to begin with. So there's really nothing there to that I think would get cut off. Now, of course, there's also the other argument that Kay is going to come up with, where the woman's body still, the woman's autonomy, her body still supersedes that fetus's future consciousness. Is that what you're going to say, Kay? Because I want Kay to go ahead and
yeah,
finish.
because the reality is her present, because you're relying on her body to preserve it. That's what you're doing. And you're doing it against her will. I'm like, by your logic, I'm like, a woman that has been great, I'm like, has to give birth against her will, and the trauma that she's already experienced from that, you don't give a fuck about that, because her future has already been ruined.
Michael, go ahead and speak. Let's go ahead and let him elucidate his entire point, so he can make sure that we get it all out there. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah, okay. So first, to address the bodily autonomy part, and then I'll address your part about the future.
Mm-hmm.
So first off, I give a grape exception. I think if you're graped, you're not obligated to it, because you're not playing like a causal role. You don't really have this obligation to it.
Why are you?
Let him finish.
Why does any woman have any obligation to do it under any circumstance?
Right. Let's let him elucidate. Let's let him elucidate. Let him finish. Go ahead, Michael.
Okay. So yeah. So that's that for the first case. And then to talk about your point, where you said, yeah, I don't really think that it's the future that we care about. Well, let me present you two cases, and maybe you can give me your thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm.
So the first case is, just imagine there's a person who's 21 years old, and just imagine an exact clone of this person. So two people, both of them are 21 years old. Now, the only difference is one of them is going to live to be 150, and the other one is only going to live to be 35. And you have to choose to save one.
Mm-hmm.
It seems pretty obvious the one that you should save here, right? It seems you should save the one that's going to live way longer. And I think that's one of the big cases why we care about the future, and it's at least relevant. Now, the example that you brought up about, look, my niece isn't 21. She's going to be 21 in the future. So should we treat her like she's 21 now? No. And similarly, I think that it's more wrong throughout various stages. I think it's more wrong to kill you or me than it is to kill, a 6-week fetus. I think it's way more wrong to kill a sentient fetus than a non-sentient fetus. It gets worse and worse over time. But I think it's wrong at each one of these points, because it's being significantly harmed at each one of these points. I don't think that, killing a 22-week fetus is that much more harmful than killing, let's say, an 8-week fetus, for example. So the first point is about, the two cases, which one would you save? That's kind of like the first big thing. And then the second point has to do more with, okay, well, when you say I value this, or, just because it will be this in the future, we should treat it as such. I don't think that parity goes over, because in the case of, laws, laws are supposed to legislate about current things, or they're supposed to, the entire point of a drinking age is how old are you currently? And then we legislate off of that. But when we're talking about harm, the future obviously does matter. So those are the 2 points to raise.
But the point is, it's not being harmed, because it does not have the ability to experience. But even outside of that, women have rights. Why are women's rights not even being considered in the conversation? I'm like, you're talking about someone who is not even born yet, but me and other women have to be forced to do something. And I want to be clear again. This would not be a conversation if it were men. There will be no conversation. If men had wombs, this would not be a conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Cal. I was gonna say like what she brings up is a very important question, basically on the autonomy. Like I understand you give exceptions for rape and incest and stuff like that, right? But why does the 19 or 6-week-old fetus have the why do their rights supersedes the woman's bodily autonomy even in without cases of rape and incest? Is that what you're trying to elucidate there, Kate?
Yeah, but here's also the thing, right? These people that hold these positions, not him in particular, are the same people, right? Who believe that a 9-year-old girl should be forced to give birth against her will.
Mhm.
And no, that actually happened. There was a whole story on that. Also, women that are brain dead, like Adriana Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But whose incubated body, her dead body was used to incubate a fucking fetus against her while she was dead. No, and we don't even know what, God forbid, we don't even know what the lifetime impacts of that are going to be on that child. The fact that it had to basically be incubated in a dead woman's body for months.
Mm-hmm.
We don't even know what that's going to cause.
Gotcha. All right. So here's I want Michael to respond, right? But Michael, I want to clarify the 2 points. I do want to answer your question about your example of there's two people 21 years old. One's gonna live to 100, one's gonna live to 35. Which one do you save? Probably the one that's gonna live to 100. The thing is, even in that situation, I'm not sure if that's a fair comparison because again, both of them already have started and continued their conscious experience. In that situation, I wouldn't choose to in that situation, I would probably, not shoot anyone or try to save them both, as a matter of fact, because it doesn't matter if he's gonna live to 35. I still want to live in 35. We care about the future. I'm not saying that we don't care about the future, but we put more emphasis on what something is right now than what is going to be in the future because we don't know what's going to happen at that point, right? So I would say I don't think it's a very, very fair comparison because when it comes to the fetus, their conscious experience hasn't started yet until about 22 to 23 weeks. That's when it actually starts. And I care about that continuation rather than one that hasn't even started yet. That's why I give more consideration to. But when it comes to Kay's point is that even if you say you disagree with these people that are trying to force women to have babies or girls trying to force them to have babies against their will.
And they just women. That's why I said that's why I brought the 9-year-old because they just women. They're doing it to girls too.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand. We understand that, Michael, that you disagree with those people. But even outside of that, the question would be why does the fetus supersedes the woman's right to her own body autonomy, even outside of the cases of rape and incest? That's where she's coming from with it. And I hope all that makes sense. You can go ahead and respond.
Yeah. Okay. So for the first point about the sort of disanalogy of the two cases, yeah, I agree. That wasn't supposed to be super analogous. It was just supposed to kind of give you like an intuition pump of like, okay, well, it was just supposed to show like, yeah, what we actually do really care about the future. Like the future is relevant because, it helps you play a role here. Not that it shows it's like supposed to be an exact comparison to an abortion.
Okay.
So that was the first point. And then the second point is, let's say that all of this is true, right? Let's say that they're valuable. We should care about them. They're morally relevant, all of this. Cool. Why does the fact that they're, harmed, why does that play a role in, why should that trump the woman's interest? Well, I think that maybe this case might allow you to think about it. And the reason is, I think you're obligated to not harm other individuals, right? I think you're obligated to not cause harm when you can help it, especially when
you're advocating the
harm
of women, though.
1 second. So one common example is, let's say I push you into a pool, right? And I have to go jump in order to save you, right? I think I'm obligated to jump in and save you because I caused you into that precarious state, right? And that might be a little bit different than, let's say, you see someone in a pool that's kind of drowning. Maybe you have less of an obligation to go jump in and save them. So imagine that you were able to, create, like let's say, or maybe this is a better case. Are you familiar with the classic like violinist example?
No.
I'm like,
Okay,
but here's the thing, I don't care, because here's the reality though. You're advocating for
you can't just say I don't care to my counter argument, right? Like,
no, but I can though, because you're talking about harm, right? Harm to beings that are not even on this planet yet. But you are not even talking about that you are advocating for harm of women. Advocating to birth women, for women to birth against their will, is absolutely harmful. It is the woman that has to deal with the psychological effects that come after pregnancy, postpartum, the hormonal changes, the bodily changes, all of those things. That is something that women have to deal with, not men. And I'm like, the fact that the matter is, especially if we take into consider racism in this country, Black women in particular are at a detrimental risk of unalignment during pregnancy because of this country's racism in the medical health care
conversation altogether.
No, it's
right?
not a separate conversation. It goes right into the conversation.
I can't. It's hard for me to have a productive dialogue when I'm not.
No, that is not disconnected from this conversation. Because in this conversation,
we're talking about the morality
in this conversation, no, stay on mute. Because in this conversation,
if we're gonna make headway here, you can't just.
I'm like, so you can stay in the comments until after I'm done. So as I was saying, I brought up in this situation Adriana Smith, a Black woman who was from Georgia, who was brain dead, and because of abortion laws in the state of Georgia, I'm like against the family's wishes, this woman who was brain dead was forced to incubate a baby against her will. In this country, racism, misogyny, all of those, that is absolutely not disconnected from the conversation. Because when you have cases like Henrietta Lacks, whose cells are still being who were taken against her will and still being used to fund medical research that her family doesn't even get to benefit from monetarily or financially, you do not get to disconnect race and racism and systemic misogyny and how that impacts reproductive health care. You do not get to disconnect that.
Right. I was going to say the same thing.
And say that is a separate conversation.
Yeah, I don't think that's these conversations are really separate, because like I'm pretty sure, Michael, you understand the medical racism in this country and how dangerous pregnancy can be for Black women, right? So like it's not really separate, but I do get that you want to talk more about the morality around it. Now you're saying that you don't want to bring harm to another individual. That's all good and well, but you don't see how forcing women to give birth would in fact
would be harmful to them. Yeah. Okay, I'll just say before, like, I need to be able to complete my sentences and complete my thoughts in order to
go ahead.
have a productive conversation. But okay, the first point is, I think you're under some obligation to incur harm if you're causally responsible for, the state that the other person is in. So one example would be like this. Imagine, for instance, I went and stole someone's kidney, right, that they needed to survive. Then they came up to me and said, hey, you stole my kidney, and you basically are, I think in that case, you're probably responsible to give up financial compensation, incur a burden to yourself, stuff like that, because the state that you put them in. Imagine you did something to harm someone and put them in a state where they're dependent on you. I don't think then you can just withdraw aid. Let's say, for instance, you sign a contract with someone that says that you will provide for them, you cause them to be, in a harmful situation. All of this happened, and then you withdraw aid. I think that's kind of messed up. I think you're obligated to them in those cases. So just as in like the swimming pool example, where you push someone in the pool and now you're obligated to go save them, I think the mother created this organism. The mother engaged in an action, understanding, the risk of pregnancy. She understood that, look, this action will lead me to be could lead me to be in a dependent state
Are
down
you
the line.
conflating? Are you
And
saying
because of that,
consenting to
okay, I
consenting to
really,
pregnancy?
no, I'm not saying that. You can't consent to pregnancy. It's a biological process. Obviously, you
Right.
can't consent to
No,
pregnancy.
but you can though.
You can
Because women
consent to
are.
pregnancy?
Do you know?
think you
Do
can
you know
consent
what?
to pregnancy? You think you can consent?
No, look, actually, I'm a mod, and you keep on. So again, right? If you know what reproductive coercion is, then you would know that I'm like that is a process where women are actually impregnated against their will, and that is not an uncommon occurrence. So I'm like, i.e., stealthing, where men remove, well, I can't say the word on here. I don't. Can
You
I
can't
say
consent to a
prophylactic?
biological process. Also, I have to be able to speak. Like this is getting out of hand.
I'm like, well, I can interject. That's my position here. And
Look,
the thing is that I have on multiple occasions let you speak, but I'm not going to let you spread misogynistic bullshit either. Okay? The reality is this: you are telling women that they have to do something against their will, and I find it to be outrageous. That I'm like that a man who does not have a fucking uterus is telling women what they have to do.
Here'll be my question, Michael. Here's be my question, because I think we're kind of dancing around this entire thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you said that you think that they have an obligation to it because they had a cause within the situation happening, right? Like since you know,
created the child,
right? Yeah. It's like so that's why you give the exception for things like rape and incest, because they didn't have anything causal with it. But if she freely wanted to do it, and then the situation happens, she had a cause in it. Therefore, she's obligated to go ahead and protect it.
Just to clarify there, I think the point that she understands the risk is very relevant. Imagine that there's like a woman who just didn't understand that sex could lead to pregnancy down the line. I don't think she's obligated because she didn't understand. She didn't properly consent. She didn't properly understand.
I don't care if they understand. No one should have to be forced to do something against their will. That is wrong.
Right. I was gonna say the same thing. Like I get your point that, you know, she understands that she was gonna get pregnant and everything like that, and then she got pregnant. At the end of the day, if she doesn't want to be within that condition, if she doesn't want that to happen to her body, why does the zygote, the gamete, the fetus, why does it have more rights than her decision to not want that to happen to everybody? She doesn't want it.
Here's when I'll take this seriously. When men, one, can give birth, that's number one. But number two, right? I'm like, right, when they start making laws where they are legally obligated to start to give parts of their body, like let's say, blood, whatever this case may be, and the law mandates them to do it. That is wrong.
Okay, so to address
if the law mandated you to give a kidney because of morality, quote unquote, that's fucked up.
Okay. So the first point.
I'm sorry, Michael. I want you to respond, but I also want to get Champ in this because she's been patient and hasn't responded to anything yet. But go ahead and respond to that, and we'll get to Champ.
So your point of, look, if this person doesn't, want to do this, or they have autonomy, why are we taking their rights away for the fetus, right? Even if it is harmful. Well, I think we do this a lot more than you think in society. For instance, with criminals don't want to go to jail. Criminals have, like you and I.
That is not the same conversation.
I really have to be able to speak here. This is getting out of hand.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Let them finish.
So in the case of criminals, they don't want to go to jail, but obviously we force them to go to jail. Why? Because them being free, them, having access to the same rights as you or me is immoral. It's immoral for them to exercise their rights in an improper way.
Are you comparing a criminal going to prison
that's
and a woman
obviously
being
not what I'm doing.
Birth?
I'm just giving an example of when we.
So you are comparing.
You need to.
Women are not criminals for not wanting to give birth. And the fact
no
of
one
the
is
matter
saying
is
that women are criminals, dude.
No,
Right,
I'm
but this is what happens.
asking you while I'm talking because you're pissing me off.
Look,
I'm like, and Bossy knows me well enough that I'm actually causing real constraint right now by not cussing their ass out for getting on a panel with two women and sitting there and telling women that they have to do something against their will.
We do this
I'm
with men and women all the time.
Bitch, if you come off me one more time.
Dude, host, I'm happy to talk with you.
All right, I got you, Michael. Michael. Here's the issue. Here's the issue, right? Because the thing is, every time you bring up these examples, they're kind of false equivalencies, right? Oh, he's gone. Oh, my bad. He's gone.
I dropped his ass because he was pissing me off.
All right, Champ. I do apologize. We didn't get to you to respond to that person, Champ. Oh wait, he's coming back up. Champ, can you go ahead and respond to say what you were trying to say, please?
Yes. Hi, Kayla girl.
Hey.
Oh, Jay, I got you too, Jay. I got you. Yeah, we can hear you, Champ. Go ahead.
Okay, good. So as far as responding to the AB, if you know what I mean, the conversation to that, as far as leftist politics, I'm so over people talking about, I'm life and all that. When they bring the children here, they don't care about them. They go into the system. No one cares about them. They are abused. They don't care if that mother, the same people want to cut off services for women and children. So it's just for show, in my opinion, with this whole, like, they care so much about life and they want to save it and they want to stand outside Planned Parenthood and yell at women. And women could be going there for services. It's not just for ABs, it's for health services. So I couldn't imagine, even if I was going for that reason or just going for a checkup, a stranger in my face yelling when are they going to adopt the children? No, they're not. They're mostly there to run their mouth. And if I'm, let me know if I'm wrong, Kayla, but isn't a fetus just cells? That's not like a life. It's cells.
Technically. When I was in medical school, that's what I was taught when I was in there for a little bit. It's technically like now there is a difference in development between zygotes, and fetuses. That's a whole other thing. But the reality is this: gametes, zygotes, they're not babies.
Yes, and if it comes down to it, save me over that fetus, because I can have another fetus. If I live, I can keep having fetuses. That one fetus can go. So all that, let a woman just disintegrate and save the fetus makes no sense to me. And I let my plane.
Okay, to sort of address some of those. Well, the first point about
Michael, I do apologize. I promise I'm gonna let you go. Just keep remembering it. Write it down if you need to. Jay had his hand up. Jay, what you want to say?
What's going on? What's going on, guys? What's up, Volsi? What's up, KK?
What's going on, bro?
How you doing? I'm listening to this white European man, and listen, ladies, don't get upset with what this white man is stating. It's because their numbers declining anyway. I think he should be. I think that's what he's more concerned about, because they're being unalived at an alarming rate because their genes are recessive. However, I came up to talk to him for a second because I was just curious. Your contention is that basically abortions are what exactly, and where are you basing this off of? Is this if this is a religious ideal? Where are you basing this off of exactly?
Yeah, okay. I'm an atheist. This is based off of morality, mathematical ethics.
Morality. Okay. So so this is your thought process in regards to how you feel about it. Okay, great that you stated that. So what about the children? And we're going to talk about white children. What about the white children that are being pupilled in schools by your demographic of individuals? Are you advocating for that? And if so, and Michael, and I'll need you to fucking lie. If you are, I need to find out where I can find that information where you're advocating for that. Secondly, also the e-files. There are countless cases within that e-files, millions and millions of files. Michael, are you reading those files? Because white men like to touch, and even the president, your president of the United States, were also in those files, touching anything when it comes to white women and white children. Let's talk about white children because we're going to talk about white children, right? Are you also as concerned with that as you are up here saying these things?
Yeah, okay. So first, I'm not the guy in my profile picture. That's the professor at the University of Colorado.
I don't give a fuck who it is.
Michael
You're a
Huemer.
white European man.
I'm
right?
not white. I'm Indian. Like what?
Indian is not your race. What Indian is Asian.
So you're Asian.
You're Asian.
Yeah, I'm South Asian.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you concerned?
Yes, I am. I'm also not a conservative. I'm a liberal.
I don't give a fuck about no conservative or liberal bullshit.
I don't support Trump. I think the Epstein files are disgusting. I think we should vote for more less gun violence.
Michael, let's mute this motherfucker. You're not gonna crash out on this shit because I'm calling you to the motherfucking thing.
We got you, Michael.
Now, Michael, on a moral standpoint, because that was your contention, the moral standpoint, right? Do you have the same heat for the same shit I stated? If so, where can I find that information where you're advocating for that? Where?
Yeah, obviously, I don't think that Trump is a good president. I think we should get rid of him.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
You asked, okay, you have to let me speak. Like, what is this?
Hey, Michael,
This is crazy.
Hey, Michael, you could speak, but you're not going to just speak on shit that I never asked you to speak on. I'm asking you on Michael, you're crashing out because you don't want to answer the question.
I'm having a perfectly calm,
you're not
reasonable
having
conversation.
A conversation.
Can I both pause for me, please? I'm sorry, I can't both pause for me, please. Okay, cool. So, Jay's question to you, Michael, is that all these other things that that are going on in the world with Trump, with the e-files, do you have heat for that? Now, we understand your position. You do not support Trump. You think the e-files are disgusting, et cetera, et cetera. We get that. But what he's asking is, do you go and advocate or protest? Well, not a lot of people protest, but go ahead and advocate or talk about or do those things as much as you are with the abortion topic, or are you just do you just talk about the abortion topic, or you just want to come here talk about the abortion topic only and not everything else?
Yeah. So the first point is, yeah, I do advocate for that. I'm part of different groups on my campus, like the
What's the name?
left-leaning.
What school do you
I'm
go
not
to?
going to dox my school.
You're
bro.
a fucking liar. You are a disgusting liar.
To be fair, hold on.
You're a liar.
Wait, hold on. To be fair, we are a bunch of strangers on the internet. I get why he wouldn't want to dox his school. So like, we are a bunch of strangers on the internet. So like, I do get that part. But you said at your school, in like which state? Would you say which state?
Yeah. I go to school in Georgia.
Okay, so in Georgia, at your school, there's a leftist organization on one of the universities, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And in
a black ass state.
Is it a PWI or well, you don't go to an HB you don't go to an HBCU, I'm assuming.
No, I don't.
He better not.
PWI. All right, great. Yeah. So all right, so great. So but at your school, you're part of leftist organization, and they protest and advocate for releasing of the e-files, etc. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that among other things. Mostly what we do is we talk about some of the issues that we have. We campaign on school by like handing out flyers. We have different like booths and things set up to get more people talking about these things because, the average, college student doesn't really involve themselves in politics. So we host events and have guest speakers who will come and talk about, hey, this is why, liberalism is something that we need to bring in. Here are some problems with the current way things are running in America.
I know exactly which organization you're talking about. I know what it is. All right, cool. So, yeah. I'll inbox it to you because I get why he doesn't want to dox it.
Okay, I just want to interject here. I just want to make it clear. This is not a political fucking talking. This is not political. This is very much to do with people's personal autonomy and biology. This has nothing to do with no political bullshit. And the way that you have the stance on children being SA'd is not political. Children being trafficked is not fucking political, Michael. I don't understand how you don't see this as a very much humanity issue and not a fucking political issue, Michael. And that is the problem that we have with you motherfuckers. It's because you all lack the empathy and the consciousness to see right through it. The thing is, these things are very much happening. And just because you talk at your campus about some shit that I clearly don't agree that you're doing that in the first place, you're only up here to basically let us know that you want to be in control of women and everyone else because you don't have fuck control of yourself. And you know what that is, Michael? That is, you should take psychology 101. That is specifically of a narcissistic personality disorder that you have. And that is what you're really going through, Michael, because you're not the only one that comes up here and make these same ass talking points, these same ass claims. And I understand with narcissistic personality disorder, you guys repeat and behave the same way. So Michael, why don't you cut the bullshit and let us know that you're very, very much sick and you need to go seek help quickly.
Okay, so aside from the psychoanalysis, my personal life and what I do in college and the things I'm interested in, I don't think are super relevant to the conversation. Good stuff. Good one, man. You really got me there.
All right, cool. So let's go and try to get back to the conversation when it comes to abortions, because someone on my YouTube actually brought up a very, very good example. If I were to say, let's say I say this to you, Michael, we have a smoker who smokes for let's say 5 to 10 years. That smoker knows the risks of lung cancer, and then 15 years they get lung cancer. Would it be kind of genius? Would it be like, would you say that because they consented to smoking, they consented to the cancer, and therefore they should let it go ahead and kill their body? We wouldn't say that.
So I agree that we shouldn't say that there.
Exactly. So this is I understand that it's not perfectly analogous, but it kind of elucidates the point of, just because even if we give it to you that a woman quote unquote consents to the pregnancy, right? Even if we give that to you, that she consented to it, and that doesn't mean that she still has an obligation to go through with it. If she doesn't want that to happen to her body, why do we force it? That's a question that we're all trying to get to.
It's because he's trying to force his moral ideas on us. We don't give a fuck about what you think, Michael. That's the point. Your morals is your morals. Who gives a fuck? They let women do what they want to do as much as you do what you want to do, and get on with it. You don't control shit. You let alone can't control yourself. So how about you go seek help and stop trying to control everyone else and what the fuck they do? Because Michael, you won't get it into the future. 2026 move forward. You're gonna get knocked between the washer and dryer if you think so. I'm just letting you know.
And just to update you guys, I gotta go in like 5 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and try to wrap this up. Michael, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and speak. Let's go ahead and let him elucidate the point. Let's try not to interrupt. Yeah, Michael. So that's really the question there.
The sort of different.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm happy to continue this conversation with you on another panel. Hosty seemed really chill, and we're having a good talk. So the point about the lung cancer here, I think
you're
that
not humane. You're not human, so I don't give a fuck what you think, because you just gonna let you say what you want to say.
So brown people aren't human, so Indian people aren't human. You see how like identity politics is really.
You're not human, man.
You're human. Go ahead. Keep
it ain't about no fucking brown people. It's you. It's what's in you.
If I could turn on my camera, I should. But
it's what's in you is what's the problem.
Oh my God, dude. Okay, so the point about the lung cancer and the important distinction is, I don't want to say that consenting to certain risks leads to you consenting to a biological process. I don't think that you can consent to biological processes. You can't consent to lung cancer. You can't consent to pregnancy. You can't consent to like digestion occurring in your body or breathing. Those are biological processes. Those aren't the things you can consent to. Now, the difference in the lung cancer case and the abortion case is treatment to lung cancer or treatment to abortion are very, very different things. Treating lung cancer is something that we should do. We should, have more of that, because it's not harming another individual. The cancer inside of you doesn't have a future. It can't be harmed in a morally relevant way. We shouldn't care about that. But when we look at the way that we treat, abortion, what are we doing? Well, we're killing the unborn fetus. And if that is a harmful action, that should cause us to think about that in a different light. The same way, let's say, for example, there is.
I actually understand your point. I got you.
Okay.
Do you think that killing cancer cells is murder?
No, obviously not.
Well, no, that's not obvious, because cells are living organisms.
I don't care about all living organisms, obviously.
Okay, so you're saying that you care about the living organisms that can become conscious one day. Now,
that'll be conscious in the future. And have an interest towards becoming conscious.
But here's the thing. There's kind of a problem in your analysis here, right? When you say that I don't think that you can consent to pregnancy. If they cannot consent, then they have every right to get rid of the pregnancy because you don't consent to it.
Well, it's like the same way you can't consent to like let's say you want to say something like, oh, you can't like consent to being thrown in jail. But you can still have that happen to you.
Yeah, I want to get to that. The reason why that's not analogous is because getting thrown in jail is breaking certain social rules. Like, these are the rules of our society. You broke them. This is where we're going to put you. So that's one thing, right? But when it comes to pregnancy, it's not really the same thing. If you're saying that they can't consent to it, then they can remove the condition altogether because they don't consent to it. They
this
can't.
Is how moronic, Michael. Volsi, this is how moronic he is. Is because you're that particular talking point that you stated, that your response was very much a sociology topic, but we're having a biology topic. Yes, we're not. So why
No,
the
we're
fuck
having
you
a
keep moving
morality
back?
talk. We're having a
No,
conversation
because
about
what
morality,
you
are we not?
stated, Michael. You're talking about two different fucking sciences at the same time, and you can't even fucking see it. You stupid motherfucker.
You think morality is a science?
It's a social science.
Yeah, get your stupid ass down. Get your stupid ass down.
It's a
You don't
social
even
science.
know. It's a social science.
Yeah, maybe we could say certain branches.
All right, hey, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys. No, it's all good. I really am sorry, guys,
Oh
but
my
I gotta get a move. I gotta get it going.
Thank you.
No, let's
Like,
let's go around the circle. Let's have a last.
Yes,
I want to have one last thing. I'm sorry. No, go ahead, Kay. I'm
no
sorry. Go
more.
ahead. Yeah, no more.
No more. No.
No more. I got you. I just want him to have
I had this.
one last
I
thing.
had to suffer, and all the women in the chat had to suffer enough. No.
We had to suffer enough. Oh, hilarious. All right, guys. I do apologize for cutting it off short.
He's telling every woman that he has sex with that he believes that AB is murder. I'm like, instant unsexy.
Instant unsexy.
No.
Instant unsexy is so crazy.
Instant coochie drive up. No, I ain't got time for this nonsense. My God.
Oh man! All right, yes, I do apologize that I cut you off because I know Jay wants to keep on going. I got you, Jay. I promise I got you. No, it's all good, all good. I want to invite you guys again so we can keep doing some panels because I do want to have a panel show on this one day. Especially, I want to talk about diaspora issues, gendered issues, all those issues. So you guys are definitely gonna be on the panels, and I'm gonna. Whenever I do them, I'm gonna go ahead and send you guys a text in the DMs and let you know to come on through. You as well, champ. I mean,
you sure,
champagne.
You sure,
I'm sorry.
You sure? Because every time I come on your panel, you gotta go.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Jay, you always be late. And hell, I've been sending you my panels. I've been starting to go live. You fake for not coming.
Really? I'm not. I'm gonna have to put on a notification for you. I definitely will come. When you gonna do it again?
I'm not fake for coming either. Okay.
I'm gonna put a notification on your thing so I can get your lives. But mostly,
no, because I just started. Literally,
you see what it is.
I'm finally able to get past that age verification. Like I know black don't crack, but god damn it. Okay.
But yeah, I definitely got you, Jay. I definitely got you when I start doing panels on like diaspora stuff because that's got to come through. I'm start doing panels on like positive masculinity. You know what I mean? Reforming our entire perspective of what masculinity is.
Like, I have this background coming up soon.
Oh hell yeah, it's a good one. So Jay, I definitely want you there for
a good old day.
So Jay, I definitely want you there for the men's topic because I want us to focus on a more positive role of masculinity. We got to get rid of the brainwashing of the Andrew Tates and the Kevin Samuels. We got to get rid of that brainwashing, bro. So our young men need us. So let's get it.
And I promise you that sometimes I know I crash out just a little bit on your panels, but I kind of feel like I say things that you kind of wanted to say on your panels. Because you keep your composure.
Jay,
I don't know how you be keeping your composure.
You crash out everywhere, but it always is valid crash.
No, I don't crash out everywhere, do I? But
Jay, every time we are on the panel together, you crash out. Almost every time. Now, granted, every time you have a reason to. I'm not even going front. You be having a valid reason to.
Yeah, but I need to be more like you, mostly when it comes to like some of the rhetoric and the bullshit that comes out of these people's mouths and how you are able to just keep your composure and you're still able to will it in. I'm learning from you, brother. I really am.
No, I'm like it's sometimes I crash out too.
I'm sorry. Sometimes but I could hold my closure for that. I'm so sick and tired.
No, I'll get it. No, I get it. I get that topic. That's why I didn't rein anybody in because it's like what he was saying is crazy. You know what I mean? But definitely, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because me and wife want to go out tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting ready for that.
Oh, give her my love. What's she wearing?
Oh, let me see. She wears something nice. As a matter of fact, hey, babe, come here.
Show the people what you're wearing, sis.
She said her hair a mess. Your hair's not a mess, baby. Come here.
Girl, wrap it up real quick.
Yeah.
Show the people what you're wearing.
Let me get out the way. Let me get out the way so we can see my beautiful wife. Let me get out the way.
We don't care about you, Volsy. Let her come in and show. Let her see the outfit.
She said her nails not done or anything. Come to the camera. Go right. There we go.
Oh, the outfit. Oh, the outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, the outfit.
Yeah. I see I see the thickety thicks.
Oh, I love the blue. I love blue on you too.
Let me see the thickety thicks, baby. Oh, God.
I just want to say something.
Look at that side profile. Yeah.
I see. I just want to say something while she's standing there. I just want to say that the way that you love your wife is incredible, and the way that you
I love it.
These panels for her in a minute. And I told you, brother, I don't give you flowers enough, but the way that you do things, and I see you representation, and you're very, very much. I learned a lot from you.
Hey man, I definitely appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Hey, for the guest that just requested, I'm sorry, I'm about to get out of here. Please come by next week. Oh, guys, I'm on Truth Wanted tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be going on with Bar. Usually I go with Black Atheist Rants. Oh, Jay had to drop. Usually I go on with Black Atheist Rants on Sundays, but tomorrow I'm gonna be on Truth Wanted. So y'all look out for that. If I am on with Black Atheist Rants, it'll be after Truth Wanted. So definitely come out for that. I appreciate y'all. Champagne, come back anytime. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
And Kay, come back
I'm
anytime.
I'm about to go live after this. If y'all want to come.
Nabule. You say you about to go live, Kay?
Girl, when did you start speaking Haitian Creole?
Girl, I told you I'm in Florida down here with them. You know, I be twirling around with them.
You got into any sweat yet?
I'm like, girl, so you just be having a good old time.
I told you I be with the Jamaicans and the Haitians.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, girl, I didn't mean no. I'm like, girl, where I was from, we didn't have no Caribbeans or Jamaican. Our Africans.
Girl, I'm always I didn't meet them until they gonna feed you. They gonna feed you good, okay?
I'm like, so what you saying is I have to get a Caribbean or African man? That's what you're saying. Is that what it is?
Get one, sis.
Yeah, the zones feed you good. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. But I appreciate y'all. As I always say, every
it's
man.
Funny, I have this big crush on this African man on TikTok, and we're always
All right, guys.
Your wife is beautiful. Well, I don't want to miss.
Girl, he got laying in Nigerian.
Your wife is beautiful.
Thank you so much, and she's Jamaican too. So it's amazing. Yeah, so I'm Haitian. She's Jamaican. It's a good mix. But yeah, I do got to get out of here, y'all. I do got to get out of here.
Well, y'all about to have some toxic ass sons. My God.
Yeah, my boy's gonna be very, very toxic. Anyway,
hopefully he's taller. Not just playing. Just playing.
There's some toxic short kings out there. I know a few.
I'm like, oh no, they are the most toxic. I'm like, I always say the short men are evil. I say it all the time. They have the Napoleon complex. Well, the exception. I mean it when I say short men are evil.
I'm good though. I'm the good one. I'm the good twin. But all right, y'all. I do got to get out of here, y'all. But y'all, I do appreciate y'all for being up. For any guests that I didn't get to yet, I do apologize. I just got to get out of here. But as I always say, every man should be soft, be secure, be affectionate, be wise, be flexible, and be trustworthy. Every man should be soft. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.